not very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite figure skating podcast, where we talk about all things that make us kiss, make us cry, and make us ask Michelle Ellis to come back and talk to us about yet another lore house.
A lore house.
Horse.
This
And
is the
this
house of
one-
lore.
And this is
Lore
the run
how.
through.
And this is the
This
run-through.
is
Thank
the
you.
run-through.
We never, ever want to tell people what the show is.
No, we never say the name of the show, who we are.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, if you've ended up here,
You know,
I mean, you'll figure it out eventually.
or you won't. But
I mean, it'll be scary if they haven't figured it out by the time they listen to this part of the podcast. They are not our problem, but they are our fan.
yes.
They're our ward, our dependent.
Our ward, yes. Not the four of us. I wish that Michelle was with us, but
Yeah.
Adam and Sarah came out to visit me on Nantucket, and we all three took care of my ward, Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
Love
We referred
Rosie.
to her affectionately as a ward.
Our-
But today
our
is a
ward.
day that I'm excited about because this is my favorite.
And
lore
three of
horse
us are
horse.
in red for this lore
Mhm.
horse, so I think that's appropriate.
And
Wow.
who do you think is in? I'm ready to like change my tune if I have to, because I'm wearing my red like as a shoulder protection.
Well, you just came back from Nantucket where people throw sweaters over their shoulders for an
Yes.
accessory.
It's very northeastern wasp.
Right.
yes.
I don't need this, but I have it.
but I
Just
have
so you know,
shoulders.
I have it. Yeah.
But I have shoulders. If you haven't guessed it by now, we are going to be talking about Moulin Rouge. I'm so excited.
And I'm in
Moulin
black.
Rouge.
Did you guys know that it actually
Bells in
there was
black.
a ton to go through because they just celebrated their 25th anniversary
Of the movie.
of the movie. I am not talking about the Broadway show today. Congratulations,
Oh,
there is a
I'm-
Broadway show.
No, I don't want you to talk about
Thank
the
God.
Broadway show. That was like on Phantom of the Opera when I was talking about the Broadway show, and Michelle was like, "And what about the movie?" And I was like, "I don't know anything." About the movie.
I
I'm
saw-
here to
Don't know
talk about
her,
the
never
Broadway
seen it.
show.
I saw Moulin Rouge in theaters when it came out, and I was in high school.
Whoa.
What
So
year
25
that?
years makes me feel old.
What
Yeah.
was your
Wow.
impression? Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, but I felt like there was only one storyline. Like it was just kind of like it was one storyline. And then I saw it a second time because I think my friend Lindsay wanted to go again. And I fell asleep in theater the second time.
Okay, so still didn't like it.
It was fine. I love Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. I liked
Yeah.
the music.
Mm.
I wasn't sick after seeing it the way I am after hours and hours of Moulin Rouge programs. And I always appreciate a Kylie Minogue cameo.
yes.
course.
Yes.
Julie
Michelle,
monologue, as
were
Sarah
there-
calls her.
Were there hours and hours of programs?
I didn't watch them all. I mean, but
But
they're
there
out
are.
there.
That's why it's a war horse. That's why
Yeah.
it's part of the series. It's
I-
been
over
done.
the course of my life, I've probably spent hours and hours and hours.
Easily.
I also saw Moulin Rouge in high school for the first time. It was no longer in theaters, but I remember watching it with like my best friend in high school
Mhm.
and loving it.
Same. I watched and said my life has changed.
Mm.
I'll never skate to another piece of music ever again.
The
No.
grip that Baz Luhrmann has on figure skating is pretty extraordinary.
I love
Romeo and Juliet,
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge, The Great Gatsby. Somehow Australia never took off, but there's time, you know.
There is
There
time.
is time. The
Nicole needs to
Australians.
hit the road and start promoting again.
Yeah. No, well, she's still working and she's in everything that's like on.
Yeah.
You like it's like, oh, an aunt, and it's like Nicole Kidman. Oh, someone's
Yeah.
mother, it's Nicole Kidman. Oh, somebody's flashback. Oh, Lucille Ball, it's Nicole Kidman.
I consider myself a Nicole Kidman fan and watcher of her content, and yet every time I'm out in public, I see a poster for something new she's in that I haven't heard of.
There's only
Agreed.
so many
Totally.
hours in a day,
Yeah.
and she's using every single one of them.
One of the busiest women in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be that busy in Hollywood.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
upset because as an AMC A-lister,
Mhm.
I see Nicole Kidman before movies start in the theater, and they shortened her
No.
intro. It's no longer the one where she steps across a puddle in a stiletto. Like, we don't get that scene
But that's the
anymore.
most
It's
important
crazy.
part.
It was
What
only
are
like 20
people paying
seconds to
for?
begin with.
Yeah, what are
Crazy.
we doing? Why are we abridging this?
In the I almost called it a studio because I don't go to the movies enough. The theater?
The theater. Yes, that's what we call it.
Are we going to the studio?
The studio. You guys, Studio 54 is gonna come up.
Oh, Ashley, take
Oh,
us to
okay.
the studio.
Let's
Take
I'm
us
ready.
to church.
My church. This is my religion.
Yes.
And cult, actually. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying I'd never really thought about it in this way, but it's really important to note pretty much everything in Moulin Rouge is borrowed. The melodies are other people's hits. The plot is based on a 2,000-year-old myth, and even the original
2,000
song-
years?
Mhm.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
Yes, and
So
even
Ashley's
the
going back the furthest.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
She's going back to almost
BC.
I am making
year
up.
26
I'm making up
AD.
dates to get us out of the 1800s because guess where this movie takes place? In the 1800s.
Of
yes.
course. Of
1800s.
Of course it does.
We only do war horses that have origins in the 1800s.
Right. All roads lead to Rome. All war horses lead to the 1800s.
Yeah.
All roads
You know, when-
lead to Rome is something that someone said on Love Island on an episode I was watching
Mhm.
earlier.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that people still were saying that. I know it was like a thing,
Me.
but he said it about his coupling, and he was like, well, all roads lead to Rome. And I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think he's using that right.
Was this before or after all the girls went like, yeah, we've never heard of New Hampshire?
It was after that.
That's
Okay.
insane
Yeah.
to me. It's insane.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's
But she was
insane to-
ready. She was like, "Do you know where that is? Have you
No,
heard
she
of that?"
knows that they don't know.
Yeah.
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 And it like isn't a bad thing. She's like, I'll help you.
No, it's
Right.
a quirky thing.
It's
like
common.
it's like if she acted like somebody pointed to a map and said, "Can you find Angola?" And it was like, "No, New Hampshire."
I told that to Alex, and my husband is a teacher. He just goes, it's the state of education these days. I'm like, you're responsible for that.
Yeah. Come
I think
on.
He's not. He's
It's
teaching
also
science.
like the lack of like people watching regular television because we're all streaming. And like when
Mm.
I was a kid, like we had to look at the map and be like, here's New Hampshire and here's Vermont. One's red and one's blue. And like you saw them. And
Yes,
now
it's
they're
the
both blue and you
tactile
don't see
learning.
them.
That's a good point. Tactile learning.
It is. As I play with a fidget, an adult fidget.
Nobody played with Rosie's toys in
More than-
Nantucket more than
We talked
Adam
about
played.
this before we
Aw.
recorded while Sarah was like preparing.
Yeah.
that Ashley said that I was playing with one of Rosie's toys so much it was like a interactive learning one that when they got back to the house, Rosie pointed at it and go, "That's Adam's toy."
Actually.
Aw.
We need to do a pop culture episode about our trip so everyone can hear
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ashley.
The idea is they kind of just took apart something famous, ripped it up, and then rebuilt it into something new. And I kind of feel like Moulin Rouge is like the war horse about war horses, except just like for the general public. Like they took all of these famous songs and they're like, no, but we're doing it different. And that was actually like a really important approach that they had when they were creating this film is if we're going to use a song, it has to be shockingly different. So I want to give just like a little orientation for people who haven't seen it or haven't seen it in like 20 years, which if that's the case, shame on you. The setting, Paris, 1899, which is the turn of the century in the Montmartre district, which is like the bohemian underworld. The
Mhm.
Moulin Rouge is a real cabaret, and it's this windmill-topped nightclub that actually did open back in 1889. And so the co-writer for this movie describes the Moulin Rouge as the OG nightclub. And he said it was like a big disco or a nightclub before the term even existed. So they wanted it to be somewhere that just felt like the party was at the center, the heart of the city.
Okay, but it's classified as a cabaret, technically.
The Moulin Rouge is actually a cabaret,
Okay.
but we're going nightclub.
We're going nightclub. I like it.
Okay, so the characters, we have Christian, who's played by Ewan McGregor, who's the young, idealistic, penniless English poet, falls in love. No, he falls in love, but also falls in with this like group of bohemians, and they kind of become his like co-conspirators throughout this entire movie. We have Satine, who's played by Nicole Kidman. She's the star of the Moulin Rouge, and she's just like the glittering diamond, the sparkling diamond. And she is also dying of consumption, tragically. It took me a long time.
Tuberculosis,
right?
Typhoid is not it. It's tuberculosis.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that they used to call it consumption.
Yes.
But it is modernly known as tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Why
no
did they
antibiotics?
What did they think she consumed?
They just called it was like she was being consumed by something.
By tuberculosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are being
have a word
consumed by tuberculosis, you are consumption.
You are. Harold Ziegler, who's like the ringmaster. He's played by Jim Broadbent. He runs the club, and he has an interesting character arc. We love him at times. We hate him at other times. And then you kind of come back to loving him again. You have the villain of the story, the Duke of Monroth, who's played by Richard Roxburgh. He's this wealthy, but also very jealous villain who the club needs their money. Think Burlesque with Christina Aguilera. Like they need the money from the lender to keep the club going, or the doors will shut. Like it's very that.
Yeah. The air rights.
The air rights. And Cher will appear. But he is promised to Satine. That's kind of like the biggest part of all of this. Then you have Henry de God, his name is so hard to say. Henry de Toulouse-Lautrec, but he's pretty much just called Toulouse. Played by John Leguizamo. He was actually like a real French painter at the time in the 1800s, and he's like the leader of this bohemian troupe. And then
do you know
finally,
that I've seen a Toulouse-Lautrec exhibit. There's
you
been
have?
one. Yes, there's been one here at the Norton Simon Museum in Pasadena.
What does it look like? What's his style like?
He did all of the advertisements for the Moulin Rouge in reality.
Oh, okay. So that when it comes to mind, that's what he did.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And does he have dwarfism in real life or just in the movie?
He's just short, but he's famously short.
Okay. Because they made John Leguizamo very small.
He was on his knees. He actually he had to like wear these like prosthetic legs, and he was kind of waddling around on his knees to the point that he really messed up his back for like years afterwards and needed to have physical therapy. Yeah. They called him like Johnny Legs on set.
Some figure skaters could probably relate to messing up their backs to the sound of Moulin Rouge.
Some could. And finally, you have Santiago, who is known as the narcoleptic Argentinian, who's played by Jacek Koman, and he falls asleep. But basically, he's most famously known for his role in the Roxanne Tango.
Yes.
So, doomed love triangle. Poor poet falls in love with the courtesan who is promised to this rich villain who owns her. She's secretly ill. It's ending in tragedy. But it's actually built on the Greek myth of Orpheus, who is the musician poet who descends into the underworld after his like life love dies, and he goes and like he pleads to Hades, like, please let me take her back. And I believe it's like, you can do it, you can take her back, but you will never be able to turn around and look at her. And
until they leave the underworld, right?
And then he does, right? It's like she'll follow you out.
Yes.
But only if you never look back to check if she's there.
Yes.
And he like can't resist, right?
Wait, can I tell you guys?
And then she's trapped forever.
Can I tell you something horrifying? I had this story on cassette tape growing up, and it's
Orpheus.
Yes, it haunted me.
I mean,
it still does.
Haunting.
It's terrifying.
It's an upsetting story.
It's the Greeks love a tragedy.
Mhm.
They
Famously.
do.
Couldn't he just
And-
die and stay there with her?
No,
that's-
why do that when you could be in the land of the living?
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
They don't have consumption in the underworld. We got to go back
No.
to the
Right, you've
land
been
of the living to
consumed.
get that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, they have yogurt up there. They don't have it down there.
now, did you guys know this? I never would have like connected these dots, but then I did some research on these stories. So basically, this like courtesan dies of consumption / like falling in love with someone below her class, but also promises someone else. It's this template of La Boheme, Camille, and La Traviata. I like
Mhm.
never connected those dots.
I
and
don't know
then-
those stories well enough to have connected those dots.
It
I
feels
didn't
familiar
either.
though.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah, it's just like pulling pieces from that,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it's the Moulin Rouge.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, Nicole Kidman is there.
Well, isn't it
She
also
was
feeling
always
a
there.
little Titanic?
Oh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
First class,
there
third
is a little
class.
Titanic.
Mhm.
There
to
is a
it.
forbidden
mean, it's like-
class love.
But this
Mhm.
is it's like a love trope, obviously, like we could identify it in every decade forever of like a
Mhm.
woman falling or a man falling in love with someone who's like outside their social class, right?
It's,
mhm.
it's reminding me of Adam's description of the dynamic of Tessa and Scott's partnership.
Yes, Green Acres.
Well, and we'll get there.
And we'll get there.
Well,
So Baz Luhrmann came up loving musicals at a time when people were like, musicals are a thing of the past. We're done with them. So, like in the 70s, when he was growing up, they were basically considered a joke. And he really wanted to kind of bring them back into the mainstream because he thought that they were so impactful. So, the Moulin Rouge is the final film in what is known as his Red Curtain trilogy. So it was Strictly Ballroom in 1992, and then Romeo and Juliet in 1996. And all of these films are linked by this like very theatrical, like big Baz Luhrmann style that we know and love. And then he's just like pulling in the musical element and being like, you will love this because
Mhm.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in
Mhm.
it.
Right.
So you have
Nicole
to.
Kidman's in
There
it.
were a few things in the 90s as good as the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. I was
Oh.
like 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Very true.
If I had done one more season, I would have skated to it.
I
And
mean,
you would have gone Baz Luhrmann version.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, so the setting almost wasn't in Paris. Luhrmann considered the whole thing to be originally set at Studio 54. And Toulouse-Lautrec was going to be more of this like Andy Warhol kind of a figure. But then he felt like it was way too fashionable and he didn't want it. He needed like a grungier, more bohemian vibe. And so he's like, we can't do that. We need to
Mhm.
like muss it up a little bit. To Paris we go.
We need
Mhm.
Paris.
Also, Michelle, he was had some sort of disabilities and was like, it wasn't like, hey, he's 5'1", like what a guy. It was like he
Right. Because I
He ha-
believe you said no, he was just short.
no, he was also disabled
Okay.
from being like he wasn't
you said-
growing.
Yeah. Well, they had all kinds of childhood illnesses back then that they didn't address.
Mhm.
And
Oh well,
you
they
know.
were smoking and drinking during all those pregnancies.
Yeah, that's that too.
Well, they're
That-
still
that-
doing that in France today.
To take
Um,
the edge off.
Yeah. A little wine, you know, it's
The Holy Trinity.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is how they actually kind of put together everything. They finally decided like it's going to be in Paris. The rough skeleton is going to be based on the story of Orpheus. And then they structured a script around what they called staffs, which are scenes that are fundamental. And they'd identify the emotional peak of each scene, the exact moment feeling like had to explode into song. And then they'd drop in like a famous pop song as a placeholder to establish mood and tone. And then they just like build out long lists of candidates for each of these. So they'd like start by saying, what's a really good song about jealousy? And then they'd make a long list of songs about jealousy and like Roxanne would be on there by the Police, and then a list of like 10 to 20 other songs for each of those like scenes that are absolutely fundamental. So when they started the casting process, they actually cast through a series of workshops in Sydney. And so that was singing, movement, and table reads involved, but an insane amount of future stars passed through here. So Leonardo DiCaprio, who had just worked with him in Romeo and Juliet, wanted in and actually auditioned. And by his own account, it was not good. He says, I have a pretty atrocious voice. Baz and I tried to sing a song together at like a simple piano. He was like, let's just like sit down at the piano and we'll try it out. We'll see. And he's playing along. I think that, and he said, I think it was Lean on Me. And when I hit the high note, he just turned to me and goes, yes, Dee, I don't know if this conversation should continue. So that was the end of that. Jake Gyllenhaal could reportedly sing like complicated Sondheim, and Heath Ledger was also a really capable singer too, but Ledger was deemed too young to play opposite of Nicole Kidman. And then Courtney Love.
Too much Australian representation.
Yeah, the accents would have started getting weird.
Yeah. Come what may.
Courtney Love auditioned for Satine and she didn't get it, but it was this interesting kind of high stakes situation because she comes back in later with music rights. So it was like a little bit of a like, oh, because they ended up using a was it Smells Like Teen Spirit, a Nirvana song.
Yeah. And she was managing the estate while Frances was growing up. People were mad at her that she let them use that. But anyway.
Really?
Michelle is the biggest Courtney Love fan I've ever met in my life. She already knew all of this.
The Courtney parts. I was very tuned into the, early 90s grunge culture when I was in high school, and the Nirvana fans were very mad at her anytime she gave permission to use any Nirvana music, especially for because famously the band never licensed their music for anything, almost anything. So it was
very much like Sell Out.
Yeah. And it wasn't like hers to sell out because she was basically just managing it until Frances grew up and became old enough to do it. But now Frances is old enough and she licenses it for all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, she's like, take it.
I mean,
I wouldn't go that
people
far,
have to make a living.
No. I mean, she could have gone on tour with her own band. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's fair. Courtney, yes. Frances, I don't really blame.
Frances makes like $90,000 a month in royalties from the estate, so she's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so then Ewan McGregor comes in and won the role of Christian by a pure vocal power. He, of the stars in this, is the one who can actually sing.
Does he have a stage background, like a Broadway background?
I did not look that up.
Is like a screen actor who can sing. Okay,
I don't know. But they actually were going to potentially cast him in Romeo and Juliet as Mercutio.
Oh,
that would have been good,
right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I love Ewan. I used to love Ewan.
And then Nicole Kidman, he pursued directly after seeing her in a play on Broadway. But this 6-word pitch is fabulous. So he sent her roses, and the note just says,
"It's Nicole."
No,
Nicole is calling.
It's Courtney Love. Stop talking about my music.
It's Social Security.
Oh no,
San Francisco, which means it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm glad they called you and not Adam.
Yeah,
because I would have said I have to go and speak for a moment.
Yes, my social security number is
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so he sends along just a card that says, she sings, she dances, she dies. And that's it. She came in, they workshopped it, and she was just apparently made for the role. That was it. And then Jim Broadbent flat out was like, I can't sing. So this doesn't make any sense. And Baz basically was like, we can always just add someone else's voice over yours on the operatic songs. You're going to be fine. But he sings like a virgin, and that's all of his voice, pretty much.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. So they had a $50 million budget, and the entire Paris scene of the film was built on sound stages in Australia. And these sound stages, they were filming Star Wars at the exact same time in like those same sound stages. And they eventually ended up getting kicked out because Star Wars needed the stages, and they had been going over. And they were like,
Oh,
no,
wow.
you're done. You have to go.
And they had
Okay.
consumption, so time
And they
was
all
limited.
had consumption.
Mhm.
A couple of just like crazy facts. Baz Luhrmann's dad died on the first day of the shoot, but the last thing he ever said to him was, just make sure to do your best. And so he went in with that attitude every single
that's
day.
sad.
I know.
But a huge missed opportunity to have his last words be, she sang, she danced, she died, and then die. That's a huge, that would haunt me.
If your dad said that to you and then died
To
the
you?
next day.
She's saying
No,
she
I'd go,
dances, she
that's
dies.
show business.
That is that's a movie.
incredible. Yeah.
Nicole Kidman got some crazy injuries while she was filming this. So she insisted on actually doing the trapeze entrance where she's being lowered into the club. And so she's in this harness, but she's like, you need to believe that this is me. And so when she was coming down in the harness, she cracks her rib. And then the doctor, after seeing that she's like cracked her rib, they're like, okay, well, honestly, the corset, if you put a corset on, that will help you with your cracked rib. They end up cracking her rib again because of the corset.
Nicole.
Oh my God.
I know. They were
This
lacing her
person should be
corset
in
tight.
prison.
No. And then she slipped coming down a staircase and busted her ankle. And so I believe there's a scene where she's maybe like either on crutches or a wheelchair. I forget. But a couple of the scenes where it's only like chest up, girlfriend is sitting in a wheelchair with her leg propped up because she's like cracked rib, broken ankle.
Oh, I need to watch this movie again. to
Broken
look for-
ankle?
Yeah, I think so. Baz Luhrmann said, it wasn't easy, but she's the definition of a trooper.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Jeez.
I
The
know.
cracking of a rib via corset.
A second time.
I mean, it's not
Ugh.
fabulous, but like the crack.
Yeah. The like somebody, I just imagine somebody's foot is on the swell of
Yes.
her back,
Yes.
pulling like Nicole, and she's like, I can't.
Tighter.
Yeah.
Tighter.
Tighter.
Okay, so like I said, Star Wars overlap, but I forgot entirely that Ewan McGregor was
Also in Star Wars.
also in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
this is-
apparently, like as the film went on, you'd like walk off the Moulin Rouge set, and then you'd see McGregor just like walking around with a lightsaber. I just think that's
Yeah,
like a
well-
crazy juxtaposition.
It's interesting
like
too because
that.
he was such a Star Wars fanboy and he was so excited to be in those movies that he would also take another movie filming at the same set.
Mm.
And, you know,
Really?
yeah.
Couldn't resist Nicole
Couldn't.
Kidman.
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't
that's true.
resist the
The
injuries.
sparkling diamond. Okay, so there is one of the like main scenes in this movie involves this 60-foot elephant. And the Broadway show also has like the elephant as kind of like the
Mhm.
main set piece. And this is like really just so striking. The actors filmed on top of it, and they're all strapped into these harnesses, which basically like that means that McGregor and Kidman were just like singing up in the air the entire time. And then when Star Wars needed the soundstage, they basically just like felled it down via bulldozer. And
elephant?
yes, they just bulldozed it.
No.
It's not
And-
a real elephant.
That's
Michelle.
so messed
No.
up.
Catherine Martin, who was the associate producer, production designer, costume designer, and Baz Luhrmann's wife, calls the
Ugh.
moment genuinely emotional.
I
Like,
can
okay.
imagine.
yeah.
I
Talk
mean,
about-
think when you build something very beautiful and it just gets bulldozed.
And I'm sure they
that's
were
sad to watch.
filming on this for weeks.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this is something that, given how successful the movie was, that elephant should be in a museum in Australia right now, like a film
They
museum.
should have moved it.
Right.
Yeah.
It would
Yes.
be cool for it to still exist somewhere.
But
now.
then you
Yeah.
remember it's 60 feet.
I mean,
It's huge.
Put it in the
Great.
Sydney Opera House outside. It's probably made of like asbestos and cardboard, by the way.
Yeah, right. That's the real problem. It
yeah,
was never going to make it this long.
I know.
Yeah.
We look at all these things, and when you see them in movies and they're beautiful, and like it's just, especially at least when it's like, you know, the Barbie movie was so prophetic because it was everything was real. Like it was all on a stage and the sets were real.
Yeah.
But when the sets are real, it's also like you touch things and you're like, oh, everything is styrofoam.
Mhm.
Yeah. It would have blown
Everything
away.
is a hot noodles cup.
Yeah.
They should have submerged it in the Great Barrier Reef.
Yes.
should have done.
Hey, let's put the asbestos
Yeah.
down there in that protected ecosystem. Perfect.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Good idea.
Protect asbestos. No one wants to anymore.
Okay, so Lerman's wife was co-costume designer. Her department made over 1,000 costumes, and one of the biggest extras days involved around like 350 people.
Mhm.
That would just so many people on set. And then the editing of this movie also kind of famously has its own style and character. It's a frantic clip that I never noticed, but it's about 2 seconds per cut.
That
Wow.
is
Short.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like
Uh,
hip hop editing. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like running so fast.
Mhm.
Toulouse-Lautrec was on prosthetic legs, so he had to like kneel and appear to walk on canes. And on set, everyone just called him Johnny Legs. Hey, Johnny Legs. What were you?
Johnny Legs.
Johnny Legs. Okay, let's talk about the music because that's what we're here to do, and it's insane. So I was curious about the licensing process because this is you
A
have to get
nightmare.
through so much.
Yeah.
So it took about 2 years to get this done. Music director and co-composer Maurice de Vries, who is a veteran collaborator with Madonna, YouTube, Massive Attack, and Bjork, spent 2 years on this. He was the music director, which means he was the one who was like, this is what I want to go in here. This is what I want to go in here. And then there was someone else, Anton Monstead, who was the musical supervisor. He was the one who actually had to go track down everything and license the song. So it's very interesting that you kind of have this like more creative personality that's saying like, well, this is what I want to go here. And it's like, well, that's great. That's going to take a lot of work.
I
Mhm.
wonder what percentage of that $50 million budget went
to music.
Yes. I would assume a lot more than we think.
That's why
I
they had to make
think-
the elephant out of styrofoam.
right.
Right. Most
then
elephants,
bulldoze it.
Sarah, they don't know. You don't know this. You've never been to Africa. Most elephants are styrofoam. They're made of
You're
beads.
right. I don't know that.
They're made of beads, and they're the royal blue elephant from the Thai Beanie Baby collection. A lot of elephants are.
Oh, that
You've
was
never
the gift I
seen
got
one.
for learning
never
my
seen
double
one.
sow.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so the idea was they wanted to do this like break into song musical that was using very recognizable and like iconic songs culled from high points in the 20th century. And so they had this big idea, but the hurdle was really you got to choose them, you got to license them, and then once you get that, you have to sketch out how you're actually going to do them stylistically so that they're different and like giving that impact that's really important to them. So they started getting to work, and the way that DeVries would do it, he would rough out a piano and vocal sketch of each song that he wanted, and then layer in like drums, choir, a rough orchestra, and then he would record himself overdubbing like cues and sketches, imitating like Kidman, McGregor, all those
Mhm.
people, so that the team could then like test a number before the actors actually recorded it.
Okay.
And let's see. He said it was really important that each time he used a famous song, we reinvented it in a way that would be unprecedented and startling. So, for example, Roxanne became a tango, and Like a Virgin became a piece of Hello Dolly style song and dance entertainment. So that was like key to how they kind of made this work. But then they also had to teach the leads how to sing these songs. So they spent about 8 to 9 months of pre-production going into just developing the cast voices. And this is kind of funny because Nicole Kidman gets shit talked.
Her rib is broken. Her rib is broken. You know how singing with your you can't even talk when your rib is broken. It's horrible.
Because if she sang louder, it would hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so DeVries found McGregor naturally musical, but vocally underdeveloped at the start. So that makes me think he was just like a stage actor who could sing. But for Kidman, he says music was, quote, pretty much a foreign language. And she had a long way.
You know what? It's what you get for not casting Courtney Love. She could have done this no problem.
That's too true, Michelle.
It's true.
So when they ended up recording this is what I thought was really interesting. They did not want to commit to like one technique to record it. And so they used all 3 available methods at the time to record the movie. They used like a full pre-recording for the actors to just like lip sync on camera. Then they also used live on-set vocals captured through like the little tiny mics that are pretty much invisible. They're like in your hairline, like all the Broadway actors use them. And then they would do a rough lip sync kind of an option, followed by like in post, they would really just like painstakingly try to match it up like just like frame by frame. Apparently it was a nightmare. And meanwhile, Baz Luhrmann's like, you guys got this. Good job. The editing tools that they used, they said, once we made Baz aware of what Pro Tools and Logic could do in terms of editing, by God, he abused that freedom.
Listen, if you're not going to abuse your freedom, you shouldn't have it.
He's Baz Luhrmann. He can do whatever he wants. There was a lot of fights between the musical team and the editors because the editors were like, we have to cut away. And the musical team was like, there are 2 more bars of music. And so it became about like, how do we shave down time? Because this is getting really long and you guys need to kind of figure it out. But at the end, they ended up really feeling like having to add or drop a bar to fit choreography was like creatively liberating instead of an imposition. Okay. So Elton John is pretty much the main reason why a lot of the music rights were secured. So they approached Elton John first. And when Baz pitched the film, he went to Elton and he's like one of the main characters, Christian. He's a poet. His poetry is going to be the greatest songs of the 20th century. And we want to use your song. And Elton basically was like, done. Let me help you however I can. So then he cleared your song immediately. And he advised them to lock it down first. So that way they could go into every other artist meeting and be like, well, Elton's already in.
Yeah. And then you just feel stupid if you're not
you're like, if
something
Elton
that
John
Elton
is
John
doing
is
this?
doing. Yeah.
But I'm going to give them a hard time.
Right. Who am I? I'm not
Elton John is great. And this is why I recommend people skate to Elton John because you're not going to have any drama. Like he'd be mad if his publisher was like, you can't skate to this. You have to pay us.
Yes.
No, he's going to invite you to his benefit at the end of the year.
Exactly.
He's going to put you in the music video.
Yeah. With Britney Spears.
Yeah.
2 big refusals, though.
Oh.
Rolling Stones wouldn't license any of their music. And then Cat Stevens refused to allow Father and Son because its subject matter conflicted with his religious beliefs. And
because he became a monk.
Yes. No, Muslim.
He became Muslim.
Yeah, those are not
really?
same.
I thought he was like went into the mountains and became a monk. Wow.
Maybe he's done that since, but
maybe.
hard telling.
Okay.
And then Courtney Love. Nirvana's catalog is like famously rarely licensed to
Mhm.
film or TV. And then Love, who had auditioned for Satine, they had to go to her and be like, sorry, we said no to you. But
Yeah, but we'll pay you for this song.
we'll
Mhm.
pay you for this song. And she gave her approval for Smells Like Teen Spirit, reportedly for $125,000.
That's not much.
That's a
I know.
steal.
I agree.
I was kind
Wait,
of surprised by that too.
Did Courtney Love own the entire Nirvana catalog, or did they need sign off from all of the band members?
She didn't own it. She was taking care. She was in charge of it until her daughter came of age. But Kurt Cobain wrote all of their Nirvana songs. He's the
So
sole
he owned
songwriter
it.
on all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had the right
Mm.
to license it.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
That's what I
It's
was
interesting
curious
she
about.
did it for so maybe she thought it would help her in the future get another role or something, because she was really cut up about not getting cast in this, to the point where she started this like one-sided feud with Nicole
Yes.
Kidman and was like taunting her in the elevator of the building they lived in together.
Wait,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, it was in downtown New York. So Courtney just came out of like, she's been offline. She hasn't done interviews. She's been like out off the grid, well, in England for years. And she just reactivated her Instagram, and she went on Billy Corgan's podcast, and she's still complaining about this. And she said that Baz Luhrmann said that the casting decision, it was between fire and ice. And she
Mhm.
saw Nicole, because she was living in this building in Soho that I went and walked by when I was in college. I figured out where it was and I went and saw it. I didn't ring the bell or anything, but
And you taunted Nicole Kidman?
no,
You got into
never.
the elevator and
Nicole
taunted
Kidman
her.
was dating Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz had an apartment in the building. And so Courtney saw Nicole in the elevator, and Nicole like trying to be nice to her. She was like, I guess you're fire and I'm ice. And then as the doors were closing after Nicole got off, Courtney yelled, that means you're a puddle. So burn. Yeah.
I will guarantee you, if this did happen, Nicole 100% had no idea
Not
what
a
she was
clue.
talking about.
Not a
Yeah.
clue.
Yeah.
There's not a chance in hell she has any clue, because she was already working on her next project.
Yeah. Her next 3. Yeah.
Okay, there is another twist here though. So Luhrmann originally hired Marilyn Manson to sing Smells Like Teen Spirit, but Love and Manson have a long-standing feud. So she invoked a performer approval clause in her
Good for her.
contract, but forced the production to scramble and have to have an unknown band re-record the entire song just 6 days before the film opened.
Wow. Good for her. Manson
Good for
sucks.
her.
Yeah.
So wait, they had it fully recorded with Manson.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like done and
interesting.
dusted. And then right before release, she was like,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
They should have known
Wow.
better. She would never agree to that.
They
Right.
should have known better.
Yeah.
Who did they
that's-
get?
That
Jack
feels a little
Antonoff.
greedy. Like they were like, well, we already have it. Let's see how far we
Yeah.
can take it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to look and see if I could find anything interesting on some of the like heavy hitters. And so the one with like the biggest storyline is also the one that I think we hear the most often, El Tango de Roxanne, which is like the centerpiece of all of this. So it comes from the Police's 1979 breakthrough, Roxanne, written by Sting. I fucking love Sting.
Me too.
They reworked it as this tango that's fused with the Argentine tango Tanguera by Mariano Morez. And then there's this like original operatic line written specifically for Christian that's layered on top of it. And Pierce and Luhrmann were longtime Police fans, and Roxanne is literally about a man in love with a sex worker. So like it had to be that song. There is nothing else.
Mhm.
To the point where I love Sting and I grew up with some general musical knowledge, and took me a second to like connect the dots because it's so perfect for the movie
Mhm.
that I was like,
Mm.
this came first, obviously. not the Police's version. So they wanted this like big emotional number where jealousy ruptures the world. Tango comes out of these brothels in Argentina, and it's described as like a fight between a man and a woman. And so they really had to do like this big mashup, but it was apparently so seamless that Sting himself reportedly asked them like, hey, how did you know that Roxanne was like secretly a tango? Like even Sting was like, this is meant to be a
Cool.
tango.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. The thing that I thought was the coolest fact out of anything that I have found. So the man who sings this, the narcoleptic Argentinian, he had been experimenting with Mongolian throat singing at the time that he was recording Roxanne. Do you guys know what that is? It's the like very deep guttural, like whoa. It's like it sounds like almost like didgeridoo. Like it doesn't sound human. It's so cool.
I learned about this from Natalia Linichuk.
Really?
Did you?
No, I'm a Dominina Chavalin. Aboriginal program.
Right.
You know what it reminds me of like when we were hanging out with Rosie and like little kids, they don't know to like clear their throat out. And so when they don't, and so like Ashley was saying one time, Rosie went up to her and she was like, instead of like going, she went, Mom.
Yeah, she like doesn't know how to clear her throat yet. So she'll just like come up to me and be like, Mom. Jesus fucking Christ, girl, clear your throat.
You know, that's become like an inside joke in our house now with JP. I'll go up to him. I told him
It's
about
6
it
hours
yesterday.
old.
Mom.
Yeah, you're like, Adam's been home for 9 hours. He's like, well, that's an inside joke we have.
Yeah.
He slept most of the time he's been home. That's one of our inside jokes.
Sorry that I'm so close with my significant other that we can make inside jokes in less than 9 hours.
Right. We're quick to it. What about it?
Mom.
So yeah, in the earlier workshops, he'd been experimenting with Mongolian throat singing. And so then just like as a joke during one of the sessions, he did the like Roxanne. And apparently they were like, DeVries nearly fell off of his chair, recorded it, took it to Lerman. And then Lerman wasn't like totally sold. The narcoleptic Argentinian had to like campaign to keep this part because originally it was earmarked for Jose Feliciano, but you can still hear his voice like in the track.
Wow. That's very cool.
Yep. But
that's cool.
Then they were like, you have to sing it like this the entire, you can't just do the Roxanne like that. You have to do the whole thing. The shoot took like 10 days. They had 70 dancers. The space was filled with smoke. You can't really see the smoke on the video at all, but they layered in real tango steps and they really noted the like period authenticity. The tango genuinely emerged from the working class Argentine districts in the 1890s, and it's this blend of Spanish flamenco and Italian folk dance. So the team was left with 9 hours of footage for this number. And then someone had to go. They were given 1 week to cut it down to the best half hour. And apparently the team is like really pushing for this to get released as just like its own thing. So that people can at least like see the best of the footage because it's amazing. And not a lot of the actual dancing survived the like 2-second rapid fire cutting.
Filmmaking is so much work.
Yeah.
It's so much work. There's so much that goes into it. Okay, let's see. Lady Marmalade, famously.
I love her.
So it wasn't in the movie. It was put together so that you could promote the movie. And originally they wanted it to be this like global sensation with like a pop star from all over. And then I think finally they were like, no, we have these divas right here. We're good. But it was also at the height of pop rivalries and like celebrity gossip. And so there were all of these like big clashes going on. And there was a lot of tension between Christina Aguilera and Pink.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's amazing. Pink claimed that Aguilera once tried to hit her in a nightclub. Aguilera denied it, saying, I wouldn't swing on her. She can beat my ass.
Which I agree with Christina on this one.
Christina doesn't have the forearms.
She would know better.
Yeah.
Don't get into a fight that you can't win.
I wouldn't fight with Pink.
No,
that's
either.
Never.
No.
Apparently,
Pink does look like somebody who like would cut you off for a parking spot, and you'd be like, I have to let this one go.
Yeah,
she'll kill me.
Yeah.
I'll die.
She'll hit me with her car.
She'll hit me in a
Pink
nightclub.
placed some of this blame on like their approach in studio. I guess the producer comes in. He didn't say hi to any of us. And then he just goes, what's the high part? What's the most singing part? Christina's going to take that part. And then I guess Pink stood up and was like, hi, how are you? So nice of you to introduce yourself. I'm Pink. She will not be taking that part. I think that's what this meeting's about. And then, of course, Christina Aguilera did take that part.
Pink has a much stronger voice than her music would lead you to believe.
I agree.
Which I
I
learned
love
from
Pink's music.
the Tonys.
I was just gonna
Last
say, did
weekend.
you watch her at the? She should be on Broad. Like she will get a Tony.
She
She's
did
an
that
incredible.
high note from Wicked while in that thing, suspended, and she was holding a guy between her legs.
Yeah,
Forget who
She
it was,
loves
but-
to be suspended. She's like,
Yeah.
put me, rig me,
upside down. I
Rig
want the
me
diaphragm
now.
where it shouldn't be.
crack my ribs. Missy Elliott produced it. I did not realize
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know she produced it.
Mm-hmm.
They had like MTV features on this at the time.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so good. And then Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friends, obviously written like way back in the day for the stage musical Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, made immortal by Marilyn Monroe in the film, but then fused with Madonna's 1984 Material Girl. And that actual music video was like a direct homage to Monroe's performance. So this is number that's really like a pop culture reference folding back in on itself. It's like pop culture within pop culture within pop culture.
Mhm.
And this is where like Satine has her grand entrance being lowered into the club, cracked ribs and all via trapeze. And the necklace that she's wearing is like real deal showpiece jewelry. The jeweler Stefano Cantori made it with 1,300 diamonds and a sapphire clasp valued at $3 million. And it had a stunt double for the scene where like the Duke yanks it off of her neck.
I couldn't imagine using real jewelry for some of these like movie things,
I couldn't
especially
ima-
like
You could though. You could, because you know what? You'd be like, they'll know. It has to be the real thing.
no,
They'll know.
they'll no,
They.
I'll know.
I'll know.
we'll know.
Your song, Elton John, who immediately was like, take it, run with it, use this. We have like a Virgin, which they ended up flipping into this like Hello Dolly style. And it was staged on a glass floor that was so slippery that the male dancers kept on wiping out. So what they ended up doing is they put Coca-Cola all over the floor to make it sticky so that the dancers wouldn't lose their footing after this.
Oh, that's interesting.
Smart.
What color was the floor?
I remember it being like kind of clear, but I guess not. Or
Sounds
maybe
like it would have been black by the time they let people's shoes stick to it.
well, it was definitely
Mm.
sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a waste of Coke Zero.
Oh, that
Come
wouldn't
on.
work.
Well, they probably
because
needed
that doesn't
full
have sugar in
sugar.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
needed
they
full
didn't use
sugar.
Coke Zero for that.
Excuse
Coke Zero
me.
probably didn't
Yes,
even
in this
exist
era.
in
It was Diet
2001.
Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this
Which
is so
we
I'm so
should
sorry. There's
get
so
rid of that.
much of this. I'm gonna skip through
No.
a couple of things.
Keep
There's, like,
going because the
so
less
much.
time we spend talking these skating programs, the
Great.
better.
Great. She does. So, Come What May is the lone original song in this, but it was originally written for Romeo and Juliet, and then it went unused.
Oh.
But because it was written for Romeo and Juliet, it wasn't eligible for an Oscar nomination.
Oh,
It's for the best.
I did not know that.
I
Any of that.
didn't
I didn't know
realize
that
that, but that
either.
makes sense. It because it's of the time, right?
Mhm.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's like time period.
But the reason why they felt like this needed to be original was because they demoed pretty much every single famous love song you could possibly come across and nothing fit. And then finally they're like, you know what? It's meant to be. This song has to be Satine and Christian's like secret code. And so we just need to write something that is our own. And then of course they're not writing something that's their own. They're like, how about this song that has already been written? That's
Mhm.
the code. It fits. But they said they wanted a song with quote unquote no baggage. And
Okay.
so there
Hard
you
to
go.
find music with no baggage.
Yeah. And then let's see. The album putting all of this together was a huge hit. They knew that they didn't want to do a straight cast album. They wanted something that was like an extension of the film. So that's why you'll hear songs on the album that are a little bit different than what you hear in the movie. So like David Bowie sings Nature Boy on the album, but in the film, it's just like the John Leguizamo cue. And they loved Bowie's version so much that they were almost like, okay, let's put this in the film. But they decided that using Bowie's voice over the actor's mouth was going to be really distracting, which it would have been. So they're like, he has to sing it, but we'll put this on the album. And then the Lady Marmalade version on the album is more like of a listenable version than what they used in the film, because the film is like, it's drawn on, it goes on forever. There's like a lot going on. It's not really like the actual song you hear fresh off the album. It debuted at number 5 on the Billboard, peaked at number 3. People loved it so much that there is a volume 2. I did not really realize that, but it includes the Duke's Like a Virgin and the pitch. And that is pretty much the story of Moulin Rouge !
Incredible. Thank you, Ashley. I'm excited to hear Michelle begrudgingly talk about Moulin Rouge.
I know. I can't wait for you to talk about these programs you don't like.
Well, I mean, I do like one or two of them. One or two. Okay. Yeah. So after this, there was one more thing I think we should mention, is that there are a lot of rumors about Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor having an affair on the set of this movie. And
we should mention that.
That's gone for, and I think they were both with other people, and this was like maybe right after Nicole and Tom Cruise split.
Well, I was gonna say, isn't this like
he was married? Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
It was like right after.
She's wearing the Kabbalah bracelets at this point.
The what?
That's
Kabbalah.
Madonna.
That's
Madonna. I thought she was wearing. Nope.
Maybe Nicole got into it. I don't know. Nicole was always in like anti-Scientology, but I think they split. Yeah, like around this time. But allegedly, I think like the affair with Ewan helped her. I don't know. But that was a big thing. Okay. Anyway,
I mean, their chemistry is
pretty palpable.
Undeniable.
It is. Yeah. Very
incredible.
Yeah. So after this film came out, it very quickly made its way into figure skating in different forms. And until 2014, remember, we couldn't use vocals in competition. So we only saw vocals in ice stands, but I think it started more in singles. But the very first program I want to talk about is a pairs program. So Shui Shen and Hongbo Zhao, you may remember in the early part of their career and up through the 2002 Olympics, where they won the bronze medal, they were a team that was very technical, and they had these stunning pair elements, but they didn't have presentation, emotion, chemistry, and they just decided they were really, really going to work on it. And in the quad between Salt Lake City and Torino, they really put a lot of work into developing their personalities on the ice and their chemistry, to the point where they became one of the best teams in terms of this. And they had a Come What May gala program choreographed by Leanne Miller that they did for 2 seasons. They were sort of learning to bring like emotion and passion to their performances. And this gala program is so romantic and beautiful. They did this like big double twist with the delay. They had these really beautiful lift positions. Like they did like a team spread eagle that like on the crescendo of the music, that was really nice. And then at the end, Come What May really builds up to a big climax at the end. They did like a huge throw triple sow right on the climax. It was very like uplifting and emotional. And I found a video of them doing this at 2004 Worlds in the gala. And Dick Button said, they simply would not have been capable of doing this number just a few short years ago. What an advance for them. How much they've learned to be a romantic two on the ice, have a relationship with each other. In addition to that, have some of the finest pairs technique we've ever seen.
He's so quotable.
He is. He's the
icon.
He's
the greatest of all time.
You can just pull such good little nuggets from him.
But like that song, the one original song for the movie. And the like romantic sweep of it, they really like were able to like, hone in on this and capitalize on it as they were bringing up their own like emotional presentation and artistry. Yeah, it was great. Like I went into this not expecting to like many of these programs upon, repeat viewing, and I didn't, but this one was lovely.
I was right.
This was lovely. And the ending of this program is very reminiscent of another big Moulin Rouge program we'll see several years, over a decade later. I saw it and I was like, yeah. So
Really?
yes, not yours.
Interesting.
No. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, come what may from Ashley. Yeah, sorry. Reorientate my child.
Your ward.
My ward. Yeah. A couple of years later at the 2006 Olympics, we saw a El Tango de Roxanne short program in competition by Daisuke Takahashi.
That's right. Great program.
Yeah, it was a great program. This was choreographed by Nikolai Morozov. This was Daisuke's first season working with him. And Daisuke had a kind of a rough journey to the Olympic team. They only had one spot. He seemed like the one that should get it based on Grand Prix performances. But then at Nationals, Nobunari Oda beat him. They have the medal ceremony. And then they realize, hang on, our computer didn't score that correctly. Nobunari Oda did too many combinations. We have to readjust the score. And they realize that Daisuke actually won. The building is almost empty, and they have another medal ceremony.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like once medals have been given, it's locked in. Like you need to figure that out before. That's crazy.
Well, how would you feel if
so
someone
crazy.
beat you with too many combinations and the computer didn't catch it?
1000% agree with that as well. I'm just like, oh God.
Actually, a 1000% on both sides of this argument.
I'm 1 foot on each side.
There's no good option in that situation.
No,
I give them 2 gold medals, but they only had 1 Olympic spot. So
that's
Daisuke
insane to think that Japanese men would only have 1 spot. This is like when we were talking the other day about the Russian women only having 1 spot.
Yeah,
like,
it just feels fake.
Mm-hmm.
Another life.
Do you think
Another
Nobu was
life.
standing up there being like, I got away with this?
He had no idea. I feel like when Nobu competed, he just went into a blackout and he just kept doing triple axel, triple toe, triple loop. And he would just every jump, let me put a triple toe on this. He
loves too many triple toes.
Yes. That rule killed him.
It killed him. He lost every
He
medal
lost the
under
title
the sun.
in an Olympic spot.
Yeah.
That is tough.
They changed it later because Evgenia Medvedeva took advantage of it, and she would just do an extra triple toe on things because you just lost credit for the third jump or the repeated jump. But in his era, you lost the combination. Yes.
Yeah. I remember that Europeans where she
like,
did a third triple toe like to shove it in everyone's face because she was so consistent.
Yeah.
I loved it.
This was a great program, the Daisuke's program. He had another gorgeous velvet onesie. He looked so good. It was just really cool choreography, very dynamic, like movement to El Tango de Roxanne. Unfortunately, his performance wasn't the best. He had a lot of jump step outs. He looked tentative. The season after this is when he really locked in. But interestingly, he did 2 seasons of all programs being choreographed by Tatiana Tarasova, during which time she was working with Nikolai Morozov, but Tarasova did his programs. Nikolai leaves his split, or it was in that last season. And then he goes to Nikolai. So interesting.
Interesting time in the universe.
Mail order choreographer universe. Yeah, no, I think I said that wrong because I think Morozov and Tarasova split in 2002. So he was with Tarasova for 2 years and then he went to Nikolai. But, fishing around for Russian choreography that would suit him. And he did find it. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone was fishing.
Yeah. The next program I'm going to talk about, I feel like Moulin Rouge itself is a warhorse, but there was a moment in time when El Tango de Roxanne became a warhorse. This was one performance, one moment in time. And I feel like a lot of like warhorses, they come about because so many people are doing them. But I
Mhm.
think Bolero, there was one performance. It was Torval and Dean at the Olympics. And El Tango de Roxanne, it was one performance. Do you know what it is, Adam?
First of all,
Wait,
Michelle,
say it
thank you
is-
so much for not calling on me because I know exactly what you're talking about. But gun to my head, I won't be able to name this team.
No,
It's a team.
okay,
No,
wait.
it's not.
No?
No, it's not. No, it's
What-
not.
No,
It's Sheena
I
Kim. It's
think
Sheena
I
Kim.
know who it is.
What
Wait,
Olympics are you saying again?
I was right, wasn't I, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
I
not
didn't hear what you
Olympics.
said.
It's not
Oh,
Olympics.
Unikim.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh, of
thinking.
cour- yeah,
How did you
okay.
not guess that, Adam?
Because I was still thinking about Shen and Zhao, and I just was
know.
Yeah.
like, and I was in Pear's head.
Yeah.
I knew Yuna jumped to my
Yuna.
head immediately. And do you know
Yeah.
why? Because of Kula King, who
Yeah.
used
Her
to use
impact.
these videos.
God's work.
Who
Yeah.
used to use these videos from
Yeah.
Yuna's Tango de Roxanne program for
Mhm.
all of her expose the ISU content.
No,
So
Kula King really did. I mean,
What was she mad about? Was it a flutz or
it was
a lip?
well, she was mad about a variety
She
of
was
things.
mad that
was-
Medvedeva outscored Yuna and broke her records.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, the first thing she was mad about was Sotnikova beating Yuna, which,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fair.
and then
Which she's
and
right.
then-
Yeah.
yeah. And then when Medvedeva started to beat Yuna's records and she wasn't getting called for this Lutz that she
Mhm.
had, she would make these videos comparing her Lutz to Yuna doing a Lutz.
I mean, I do
God.
have to say that the era of not getting called on not even close call
Yeah, not
was
even
a,
close.
was a crazy era. It was just like,
Yeah.
that's just don't do that to her.
Mhm.
No, it's a crazy era because I lived in that era too.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
you
it
Yeah,
was just,
get
well,
it was
and I
just-
think
there
I
was
was getting
nothing
called
to
left
say.
and right.
Mhm.
she also would get upset about the very high GOEs for these
Yeah.
jumps that were objectively not deserving of the
Yeah.
very high GOEs. Like Medvedeva, I'm sure if she was here, would tell us herself had a bad double axel.
Mhm.
Right.
And Kula King was always posting the double axle clips with then a picture of the score sheet.
Yes.
And
with,
then a picture
plus
of a
threes across the board.
chocolate rain guy
Yeah.
going like,
And then Naomi Campbell
Yeah.
going,
yes.
Oh my god, the cutaways. We need to do an episode of just Kula King video
Yeah.
reviews.
Kula King
Please.
reactions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is
Please.
prime content for the Patreon.
But yeah, this Yuna Kim Tango de Roxanne program
Oh.
by Tom Dixon is a
Yep,
masterpiece.
It was Tom.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yuna was injured most of the season. This was her first senior season. She wasn't eligible in the Torino season. She won the junior world title, beating Mao Asada, who had won the Grand Prix final and couldn't go to the Olympics. This was Yuna's much awaited senior debut. And she did some Grand Prix events. She was a kind of a question mark because she had this ongoing back injury. And at this Worlds in practice, she was in pain. And
Mm.
her mom
Mm.
was at practice reacting to every mistake she made. It was bad. And then she went out in this glorious dark purple and red dress. She
I
had
know.
these gloves all the way up to her armpits, the gloves, and they covered her hands, and they were this just gorgeous dark purple Tom Dixon program. And she had a black fringe skirt. And it was El Tango de Roxanne instrumental. This was the most incredible choreography. She laid this program down. These jumps are breathtaking.
Oh my God. They're Guinness Book of World Records.
Where did this girl come from? It is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Um,
and she did it all with
forgot-
braces.
Yeah. And Yuna was someone that always kind of struggled to develop her expression. This was her first season with Brian Orser. So she was at home getting David Wilson teaching her faceography in the mirror.
Yes.
But it was just extraordinary how she came to life in this program.
Yeah.
Because she was
Yeah.
so quiet and injured and sort of withdrawn in practice. And this was just the switch flipped. She just skated out of her skin.
Yes.
She did triple flip, triple toe, breathtaking, triple Lutz,
huge.
And then she did
Unreal.
double axel out of an inside spread eagle.
Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous. And the movement of her arms in these gloves to the music was exquisite.
This is an example of
Mhm.
gloves
Mhm.
enhancing.
Mhm.
And I
Yes.
think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so specific.
Mhm.
You can't, and because these aren't it's mittens versus gloves. These are gloves.
Yeah.
And it just
Opera.
makes
They're
her
elegant.
arms so much more visible and the
Yeah.
shapes she was making.
Yes,
Yeah.
these are opera gloves, not like springtime
Not I'm afraid
with
to
the
fall
parasol.
mittens.
Yes.
Skin mitt. No. What
Flesh
were we calling
mittens.
it?
Flesh
Flesh
mittens.
mittens.
Yeah, there was no puffiness to them. They were just
Yeah.
very thin velvet fabric just
I mean,
against
look
her
at this.
fingers.
Look at that like shot. Boom.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it was
the
I
fire
forgot the
unbelievable.
purple
in her
though. I
face.
forgot. In my mind it's just a black and red costume.
It's
The
like
purple
purpley
sleeve.
black.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
a deep purple, and it's almost
Mhm.
like
You can
why
see
would
the
you do
shade a lot
purple?
more
Yeah.
here.
It works so well. It's
Yeah.
it's so genius.
I
'cause
don't
it
know who
works
made
well
that
with the
dress,
red.
but A+.
Good work.
Yeah.
No, it was
That was a
great.
fashion moment.
Tom
Um,
Dixon.
Yeah.
He made it. He made the dress.
This was a superstar moment. And Yoona Kim wins the short program in her world's debut. And everyone is like, oh my God. She struggled a little bit in the free skate. She dropped to third overall. She won the bronze medal. But after this, El Tango de Roxanne was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. This was like the piece of music. No one did it like Yoona, but yeah.
I agree though. El Tango de Roxanne feels like a separate entity from Moulin Rouge,
It is,
even though
yes.
it is. Because you could get away with doing it in a way where it's nothing at all like Moulin Rouge.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can do it as a standalone,
Yeah.
completely separate.
Which
of
is
everything
why I
else.
feel like you usually see it not in a Moulin Rouge program. It's not.
Mhm.
I think you do see it in there, but it's very typically, especially in single skating, a short program.
A short program. And you don't typically see it in long programs either until later.
Until you do.
Until
Until
you
you
do.
do.
And then,
Mhm. Yeah.
And then, oh boy, do you.
And
So,
yeah.
I want to talk about the first program that really made Moulin Rouge as an entity and a compilation storytelling piece a thing. And it was Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poget in the 2010-2011 season. They had a Moulin Rouge program choreographed by Shaylin Bourne. Moulin Rouge super fan? I think
Yes.
I'm fair
She
saying
must
that.
be.
She has to be. She'd never
Yeah.
disclosed that to me, but
And Pasquale Camerlengo, who was their main coach at the time.
Mhm.
And they used multiple pieces from the movie. They started with Sparkling Diamonds, which has the diamonds are a girl's best friend in it, and then go into Come What May, and then they finish on El Tango de Roxanne. This is a great, exciting program with really strong character development, lots of emotions, and like stunning lifts. One thing about like Weaver Poget is they were both tall, but Andrew Poget was tall and like very strong, and they could do these sick lifts in a way that didn't look gymnastic. It was like that
Mhm.
lift position is impossible, but you're making it look like just part of the program and for the character. And it was great. So I want to talk about a couple of the lifts because they were so cool. There was one where Caitlin had her arms behind her back and she had both hands grabbing her blade. So one leg was straight, one was bent, and Andrew picked her up like behind the upper part of her arm, like under her armpit, backwards, swung her around in a rotational lift. They had another one where they like went into a curve lift where she was like in a spiral, like a split, and he grabbed her leg and kind of like flipped her over and then got into this curve lift entrance where he's on an inside spread eagle to the crescendo of Come What May. Their transitions were crazy.
I'm having
Yeah.
trouble even picturing some of these
no, I
positions
know.
you're
I'm like,
describing.
what?
Like,
You know,
what was
it-
my girl
you-
doing? Like,
You're saying them all, and I feel like I
Yeah.
skated with them in the next season. So
Yeah.
you're saying things that I'm like I
Yeah.
haven't thought about seeing in
Yeah.
like 15 years, and I'm like,
When-
oh, I remember exactly what you're talking
When you
about.
see them, you're like, yes. Okay, this
Their
next one you'll
signature.
remember. They did a straight line lift where Andrew is backwards, skating backwards on one foot. The other foot is out in front of him. Caitlin is upside down, facing the ceiling. She has her arms around the back of his neck. He's holding her up, and she is parallel to the ice with her legs just crossed, just out in the
Mhm.
air. And he's just gliding.
it's insane.
Yeah. And then at the end, they had this really, because they built up to Tango de Roxanne as the music's getting really like rough and just chaotic. They did a lift where she was on his back, like behind his back, and he rolled her up his back to then flip her over into this
Yeah.
like rotational lift that they ended with. It was so impactful, and it really was so built into the music. And I felt like Shaylin like took the kind of chaotic energy of Moulin Rouge combined with this love story and really packaged them beautifully together into this program around this team. And it was
They
like a
were
breakthrough.
babies, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like she did what she always wanted to do as a dancer with them.
Yeah. There was a lot of her in this program. I could see her skating it.
Yeah, you can see her with her chair.
Yeah. That she's checking
middle
in
of the
on
area.
United Airlines. Yeah.
The chair
Very
is
tall.
Andrew. Yeah, sturdy.
Yeah. So this team was a team that really struggled with a lot of like little mistakes in competition throughout their kind of career. They had a couple years where they just didn't make the world team because Vanessa Krohn and Paul Poirier became senior. They passed them. They beat them out for a spot on the Vancouver Olympic team. So this team hadn't been to Worlds in a couple of years when they went to 2011 Worlds and did this program. And this was like such a breakthrough because they skated it so well. Totally clean, really strong skating. They were 4th in the free dance. They finished 5th overall, and they beat Krohn and Poirier, who were 10th, and then split up. Yeah. I also want to say that this team, they were both so like attractive and
and they
tall.
look like the characters a little bit. Like
I know Caitlin had like waist length, curly blonde hair. It was just
she'll commit to a bit.
they were very Disney.
When
like,
he has like the Ewan McGregor hair
Yeah.
going on too. Like
he
Yeah.
is like perfect 90s movie star hair.
yeah.
Backstreet Boy.
No, 100%.
It's
And once they
swoopy.
like tapped into like they found the right packaging and they started like competing consistently, they really sort of took off and started really breaking through. I always wanted them to do, I should have told them this because they like openly like took fan suggestions for their programs, but I always wanted them to do a Mad Men program because I felt like they looked like
because he's
the
so
people on that
debonair
show.
looking.
Yes,
and she
they could do the costumes.
Oh yeah.
And there's
could
so much
totally
good
pull that
music
off.
from that show.
Yeah.
But
Right. Well, Adam has a program for them.
I do?
The Mad Men, it was like the inspiration for your Incredibles program.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah. What if Caitlin Weaver was Edna Mode?
If anyone
She'd
could
come
pull it
out with
off.
her hair dyed the next year. She would
Well,
do it.
you know, Caitlin, I don't remember what the program was, but she was doing something and she was like, I'm going to dye my hair black. Like, I'm going to dye it black. And everyone was like, Caitlin, no.
Don't
you have
dare.
natural blonde hair.
That is
You
her
will never-
natural hair.
That's her natural hair. Everyone was like,
Crazy.
don't you dare. We will change the music before you change your hair.
I
Right.
can wear a wig and
I'll
we'll
make you
forgive
retire
for it.
before you dye
Yes.
your hair
Wear a
black.
wig.
We'll do a
Spray
weave.
it brown like Matilkina.
Oh,
Mhm. Well, they were even afraid to do that because that
her hair
I
is
mean,
so blonde, it would stain it forever.
yes.
Yeah.
Even from the root, it would seep into the skull. She'd never be the same.
No.
That's what happens. Like people who
Yeah.
have like blonde, beautiful hair, it's never the same after
don't
they
dye your
dye
blonde
it.
hair.
It's never the same.
Amanda Seyfried preaches this a lot. She's very much like, I have never put a colored product in my hair ever, and I never will.
She
This is
can't.
entirely natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will ruin. It will like change the
Your
it's
chemistry.
yes, it will. No, it somehow seeps into the skull. A
Into the
natural
roots?
blonde, yes. A natural blonde can never dye their hair.
Okay.
That's the episode.
Fair
everyone.
warning.
Good to know.
And we're done now. Thank you.
Thank you. A couple years later, we saw another single skater do a El Tango de Roxanne program at the Olympics, and it was Evgeny Plushenko in Sochi. He had a El Tango de Roxanne
I
short
do
program.
not remember this.
I don't remember that, but
Me
good
either.
for him.
Well,
Team
was it
event
good?
only.
it was good, and it's crazy because I always kind of laughed at him when he was competing because I was like, "This is so much," and now I watch it and I'm like, "I love
No,
it."
it's you're like
No,
it's
I
not
know.
enough.
I mean,
I
he's
can
one of
see it
the.
though with the like.
Mhm.
Did he blew a kiss, didn't he? Or was
Oh
that
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it now.
So this was arranged by Edvin Marton,
Of
who
course, it was.
somehow has not come up yet in the Lore Horse series. Edvin Marton is a Ukrainian-born Hungarian violinist who studied at Juilliard, and he was known for like collaborating with like DJs and modern music makers, and he would make these edits of like classical music with these big sounds that were like electronic, like and then
Mhm.
like his like classical like violin sound would come in on some like war horse. Evgeny Plushenko found him and hired him, and they formed this partnership where he became like the musician to skaters, and he would perform in Evgeny's shows, live shows. And I'll talk a lot about him when we do Romeo and Juliet, because he was so involved in a team's program. He performed in the gala at the Olympics. He was that invested in skating. So Edwin Marton arranged this Tango de Roxanne. So it's a little bit of the sound of Tango de Roxanne played on violin, and then a lot of sound effects, and then a lot of Marton-isms. So there's a lot of flourishes on this that are very him and very Plushenko.
Sandstorm.
Yeah. This program was choreographed by Maxim Stavisky and David Avdish. Probably two of my fave choreographers, ironically and not ironically. David Avdish was so fun. Yeah. So I don't know. I remember watching this live. I don't know what they gave Plushenko going into this event. He was skating better here than in Vancouver. And he had a weird quad where he wasn't competing a lot. He got banned briefly for doing shows without permission. He had multiple surgeries. He had 2 different knee surgeries and 2 different back surgeries.
Jesus.
His jumps were so good. Quad toe, triple axel, triple lutz, like a cat on these
He was the bionic man. He was probably skating on fake knees.
Yeah. He blew a kiss to the crowd. He had all these like spicy little hand flicks and bravado moments in the step sequence. Ashley, you probably watched this live from the
I
Team
did.
Rock.
Now it's coming back to me, and I wish that I knew more about his skating. Shame on me, but even then, at the time, like I am a Plushenko fangirl.
Yeah,
I think he's so camp.
Yeah.
Well,
I love
it's
him.
just he's like the least trained dancer, but
the most committed.
Yeah.
he is one of the greatest performers of all time. Like nobody he could sell milk to a cow. He could like tell me, like, I would, if he was like, you have to buy these crystals, he could be Spencer Pratt selling like crystals, and I'd go, yes. And you should be the mayor of Los Angeles. Like,
he could convince you that Caitlin Weaver needs to dye her hair black.
Yes. And I'd go, he's right. I'm an angel of Plushenko.
She'll never be the same, but it will be worth it.
Yeah. You are an angel of Plushenko.
I love that. Okay.
Someday, if I'm ever able to go back to Russia, I need to buy some Angels of Plushenko merch.
Well, if you can't go to Russia, you could maybe meet his son in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, there we go. He'll be on the Junior Grand Prix.
Will he?
Yes, because he was released. And he got his sports citizenship. So
God, time has flown by. I really feel like I was just on tour in Spain, and he was like
a baby.
They were sending him out before the ZAM came on to do his axles.
Yes.
Yeah.
In front of the audience.
Yeah. So he's 13.
Plushenko is incredible.
And this was a program he was also about to skate when he broke a pin in his back in warm-up in the individual event and then withdrew. So I'll tell you a little bit about the surgeries he had at this point, because the fact that he was skating was crazy. So he had, like I said, 2 knee surgeries, 2 back surgeries. So in February 2012, he mentioned that he had a spinal disc herniation. But he just didn't have surgery. He then was working on quad Saukaus and quad Lutzes in practice. That didn't help. He had to go to Munich for surgery later that year. And the procedure involved searing a disc hernia with liquid. So basically going into the hernia and the disc and like burning it sealed.
Like cauterizing it closed?
Yes.
Yeah, see it like fusing it, right?
Yes.
Oui.
And the doctors told him, you need to spend a month completely off the ice to let this heal. He went back to practice in 7 days because he had to get ready for Russian nationals, which he won. He's like, I got to go to Europeans and Worlds because it was 2013. They had to qualify spots for the Olympics.
Yes.
He doesn't even make it to Europeans.
Yeah.
He then has to go in January. He goes to Tel Aviv to get a new disc. They take the whole disc out and they replace it with a synthetic one. And they put it in there with pins to stay still. And after Sochi, he had to have a 3rd surgery to replace a pin that snapped in Sochi. That was in March.
When you hear that,
2014.
aren't you kind of like probably not at all a concern, but maybe actually like I'm like, how did you not get paralyzed?
Yeah.
Like, you have something that's so close to
that's
all of the
100%.
things that are important.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it may have been worth it. He got an Olympic gold medal in the team event.
That
So
is
Yeah.
the most important
thing in the world.
in the world.
Mhm.
Walking,
No,
Mhm.
you
Olympic
can walk
gold.
if you've walked once.
That's
shame
all you
on
need.
you.
and that was his
Walk
fourth,
twice.
Olympic medal because he had silver in Salt Lake, gold in Torino, silver in Vancouver, or platinum, excuse me,
Platinum
and
in
then
Vancouver.
gold team event medal in Sochi. So he had 4.
Silver and gold.
I'm really happy that
silver
he
and
has
gold.
4 so that he can still be like not to take literally anything away from somebody
Mhm.
like a Nathan Chen or something, right? Who has
Mhm.
4 Olympic medal. Does he? No,
Mm.
Nathan has 3.
3.
Who would have 4? Does anyone
Well,
have 4 in
Tessa and
singles?
Scott.
Tessa and Scott.
In
Yeah,
single
possibly
skating?
No, in singles. No.
No.
Singles.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ilya was poised to be able to do that. That didn't happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Plushenko is, and he's
Patrick
done it like
has
the
3, right?
Patrick has
Does
1,
Patrick
2,
have
3.
3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. He is
So
a
I'm
silver,
He has 2
and a gold.
silvers and a gold. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Plushenko was the most winningest figure skater at this point in terms of
Mhm.
Olympic medals. He had 4. And then, as we'll see, it only lasted a quad. And yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So the season after this, an American pair team, Alexa Semeka, later Alexa Semeka-Knierim, and Chris Knierim had a short program to El Tango de Roxanne. And this program was choreographed by Julie Marcotte. They were still a relatively new team. I think this was like their 3rd season together. They had so much potential. Their elements were so good, but they were plagued by sometimes errors in competition, especially like on the side-by-sides.
Mhm.
They came into this nationals, US championships, like a freight train,
Mhm.
just on fire. We are coming to win. And they also had a quad twist, which they were going to do in the free skate.
Yes, that's right.
But they did El Tango de Roxanne in the short program at nationals. Alexa was on fire in this performance.
Mhm.
And she's someone, when she's on and she's feeling it and her husband is rotating his jumps, she is just like sizzling charisma. I mean, she
When
is
her
like,
husband is rotating his
yeah, like when he skates well and she feels like she can just let go and perform,
Yes.
she just is awesome.
another incredible
They
They
performer.
had like just gotten engaged at this nationals too, right? Because this is 15.
Yeah.
Do you know how I know that?
You wrote their
Because I
bio.
watched the gala and
Oh,
Rusty
yes.
talked about it in the arena, and they did this like Joe Cocker song, like love
Yeah.
song. And I think they had just gotten engaged.
And you were moved.
And I was moved by it. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah. You could tell Alexa like felt this music in her bones in this moment, this Tango de Roxanne. She was just in it. They did a huge triple twist, side-by-side triple Sauka, which they both landed, and then a big throw triple Lutz in the second half of the program. And they won both segments of this event by large margins. And they became the first American team to complete a quad twist in competition in the free skate. And they won their first US title. And they liked Moulin Rouge so much, they had another Moulin Rouge short program 2 seasons later, to Come What May.
Yeah.
But they didn't really compete that season. We only saw them at 4
Yeah.
continents and worlds. Then the next season, they had the Olympic season. They had a Paint It Black short program, which they ended up setting aside and going back to Come What May. And they skated Come What May twice at the 2018 Olympics. That was a Cindy Stewart program.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'll get to Korea in a second. There was another skater at the 2015 US Championships skating to Moulin Rouge, and it was Ashley.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to talk, 2015 Nationals performance of this free skate was out of this world. I mean, I remember
Yes.
our booth was right at the in Ashley's Let's Corner. So not the Let's Corner, but the lefty Let's Corner. And
The
I was-
Lutz corner.
I was sitting right at the corner. And I remember when you did your final jump and it was a triple Lutz, you threw your fist up.
Yeah.
And it was like, it sent like a shiver through my body. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And that
This was the best version of it, I think. This is the best skate that I had of this program, this nationals.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. I think
Worlds is
okay.
like the environment and the
Yeah.
vibe, but this was the best actual like skate.
Yeah.
Hence the fist pump.
Yeah. And that record you set that free skate record, that stood for so long at
I
nationals.
Yeah.
set a record.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
national
Nationals
record for
record.
years.
You were the first
Really?
over 150. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, years.
Like a
It was
Years.
only recently that people have
Really?
beaten it.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
All those
that.
years that Brady would like skate so clean
She
and win,
starts
she was always
crying.
in the like 140s.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of myself. That's
Took a
very
long
cool.
time to go over that.
Yeah.
I remember Justine saying to me that because you and Justine were in the
Mhm.
booth for this
Mhm.
performance.
Mhm.
And Justine told me that, like, right after Ashley did her first double axel in the program, that Michelle got on headset and goes, "The bitch is back." She could, like, feel it.
Yeah. I mean, you were a very like emotional skater in terms of we could tell by the way you were performing how you were going to skate.
It's
It
true.
just it was
It's
there.
true. Like for better, for worse.
Well, you
Yeah.
could always tell with that opening double axel, like if it was on, if you landed
Mhm.
it on the music, like
Yeah.
how on you were.
Mhm.
Right. If I
Only-
landed on the then you're
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be a clean program. But
Yeah.
a second before or after, and you're like, fuck.
You're like,
Everything's
"Here we
gonna
go."
be two-footed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because you'd throw away technique to land on music. And I knew
Mhm.
if like if the technique was right and you were on the music, like that double axel set the tone for
Unstoppable.
you.
Such a show pony. Like, let's
Yeah.
hit the music crescendo.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this program was choreographed by Shaylin Bourne. And this used interesting cuts from Moulin Rouge because like we'd seen lots of El Tango de Roxanne programs. We'd seen these sort of Moulin Rouge programs that were similar to like the Weaver Poget version that had like the storytelling. But this had different cuts. It had the Sparkling Diamonds, but it was called Hindi Sad Diamonds. It was like a different
Yeah.
piece that had that. And then it had One Day I'll Fly Away was like the main middle part. And then The Show Must Go On. And I felt like, I don't know if this played into your like selection of it, Ashley, but like I felt like because this like The Show Must Go On was a song that Freddie Mercury wrote like at the end of his life.
Yes.
When he felt like I have to keep going. I'm gonna keep
Yes.
going. And I felt like it was like you were basically saying, you know, that Gracie Gold is not taking this from me. I'm the veteran. I'm here and I'm still going to keep going. It just was very powerful. And it was a really powerful ending for the program that just built and built and built. But these were like kind of unique cuts we hadn't seen a lot in skating at this point. Now we've seen this program many times from many different skaters who basically just use the same music cut.
Mhm.
Well,
We
I
saw
mean,
one of them at the Olympics.
no
this year.
no shade. It's really
Yeah.
I think what Shay did really well
Mhm.
was she took because I think no one knew what to do with lyrics quite yet.
Mhm.
First year of
especially-
lyrics.
Right. It was just like,
Yeah.
what do we do? This could either sound really cheap
Mhm.
or like it has to be done and it has to be done right. And so she made it a story
Mhm.
and cut it in a way, had it cut up in a way where like I kind of start off as like it's Satine actually
Mhm.
in character, and then as time goes on she breaks down into something that's a lot more like raw and real, and then you
Mhm.
get to The Show Must Go On.
Yeah.
And yes, about like Gracie and all of that, but I think
Mhm.
the genuine reason why I stuck with this piece of music for fucking ever,
Mhm.
I would say like I came from a house that was not a happy home. I was not a happy kid. I left immediately.
Mhm.
And this piece of music was like me as a person, where like she's breaking everything about it. The show must go on. I'm like,
Mhm.
my life is hard. I have to keep on going. That
Yeah.
was more why I stuck with it for so long. And then I was like, I
Mhm.
have to be Gracie.
Yeah.
On
Also
top of
that.
that.
Yeah. It really resonated with you though. And I
Yes.
think it's
That is my
yeah.
life story.
I feel like the two biggest, like big showboat, multiple piece storytelling Moulin Rouge programs we got that were really high level and prominent were both choreographed by Shay, and they're both quite different.
Mhm.
And yeah, I feel like she gets some credit for making Moulin Rouge the warhorse that it is, because she really,
totally.
For sure. At least
Yeah.
like
Well,
Moulin
yeah.
Rouge, the like selections.
yeah.
Well, she
Yeah.
keeps bringing it to war. That's
Yeah.
why.
Right. She's like,
Yeah.
it must battle today.
Yeah.
Yes.
This season again.
Yeah.
Bring out the horse.
It was like a really good edit that allowed Ashley to like deliver and like work the crowd in a way that she liked to.
On
So
2 feet touching my face.
It worked. Who
My
could-
favorite crowd working.
yeah. I was very lucky. I was in the building for 2015 Nationals for this performance, and then I was in the building for 2016 Worlds, which was to date, I will say, the loudest crowd I've ever
Mhm.
experienced. That was crazy. And I was there at Boston Worlds last year, so This
that was like a
louder.
very similar vibe.
It
was
was
similar
louder
vibe,
in
but
2016.
it was louder for Ashley. It was like,
Yeah.
crazy.
yes. So
It
Well,
was
I
like
think it's like
Nixon
that you-
5. It was
Yeah.
like Nixon 5.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen we had not seen a woman on the
drought
podium.
was
Like
longer.
we were so
Mhm.
hungry.
Yeah, I also think like the specific way that the music builds
Mhm.
Yeah.
is different than like you look at Alyssa's MacArthur Park is
Yeah.
like fun, but it's not
Mhm.
like triumphant
And going to
necessarily
battle.
in the end, which is
Yeah.
like how you feel like you're like skating the end with Ashley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, she has to hit this last one. I think
Yeah.
like everybody was like doing it with her at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley kept you on the edge of your seat where like Alyssa has you like joyfully along the whole ride,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which leads to a different like reaction
It's
from a
different.
crowd.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that Alyssa's going to go clean. We didn't know what
That-
Ashley was going to do.
And you really didn't. I didn't either.
Yes. It's exciting.
Yeah. I remember when Ashley took the ice, I was like, I hope I probably told Justine to fucking kill it. No, I told Sarah. Sarah, it was
Justine
you.
wasn't in the booth with
No,
you.
it was you, Sarah. It was you.
It
I
was
just like,
me.
I was mad because Gracie had skated so tight. She
Yeah.
had fallen. She was so tight, and they put her in third ahead of Satoko Miyahara, who had done this immaculate, beautiful free skate to that it was from the planets. The piece was called Mars.
Yes.
Oh, it was completely clean. I mean, Satoko, the pre-rotation, but it's
a
gorgeous.
clean.
It was
Yes.
It was Satoko.
And I was like, this is bullshit. I need Ashley to knock Gracie off the podium. This is so unfair. I hate
you did
this.
say that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Immediately.
and she did. Yeah. So this program was just building and building. It was so good. So like the crowd being so invested, and it's like the music, the show must go on started, and you're doing crossovers. They're roaring. It's like you had them like in the palm of your hand. And I felt like it was so like that moment of them screaming while you're like powering into your triple lutz, like that was one of the most incredible things I've seen in a competition. And it wasn't even like an element. It was like you just pulling them with you and them just like being behind you like a freight train, just so loud.
I could not hear my music. I would say from like Lutz on, I'm like, where's the high note? I know Satine's going to be going, I could not hear anything.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
And you could feel like you had like a reciprocal response, like you were enjoying their enthusiasm. Like you're just eating it up, like they're behind you, that like they're in your corner. It was like all for you. I feel like some people aren't as comfortable. And I feel like Gracie is one that aren't as comfortable when the whole crowd is right there, just so wanting it for her. I feel like that makes you stronger.
Skaters
and it made
are
her
fight
nervous.
or flight with crowd noise.
Yeah.
Everybody's one way or the other.
I truly don't understand. I support that.
Yeah.
And like now as a professional, if that's your issue, you can visit me at my website and I'll help you through that. But no, like that's fuel. And you can tell the athletes that it works for all of a sudden, like their skating goes from like a 7 to like a 11, 12.
Yes.
It makes such a difference.
And I talked to Tom Hammond after this because Terry wasn't available. It was Tara and Johnny calling it, but Terry wasn't available this weekend. So they had Tom Hammond come in and do Worlds. And Tom Hammond has years of experience in skating and many other sports. And it was interesting hearing, like, it's always interesting hearing from the play-by-play guy that like works in other sports, what their impressions are of skating. And he said that it took a lot of strength for you to really capitalize and deliver when it was there for taking. He said Ashley knew it was within reach and she went for it, but Gracie tightened up and let it go. And he said that you had that attack in you, but like there was something missing that Gracie didn't have. And then he threw Patrick Chan in there. He's like, Gracie and Patrick Chan, they're just missing something.
Oh my God, don't drag
Patrick Chan catching strays.
Just
Catching strays.
But it was interesting because it was just like that moment was right there. And it was like both of you were in the same situation and you were able to lock in and grab it.
Yeah.
Ashley won a world silver medal, which was the first world medal for an American woman since 2006 when Kimmy Meisner won and Sasha Cohen was third. And I remember at the press conference, Ashley was so spicy and worked up and she held the medal up for everyone. And she's like, see, I have it. You can stop asking me about it now. Here it is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was getting annoyed.
Yeah. And then you accused someone of calling you a witch because they asked you about looking for beads backstage. And they're like, Ashley, we heard you have a superstition where you look for beads. And you were like, you make me sound like a witch.
I do.
You were loving it.
Oh,
But then you were like, and I did find a big bead and I knew it was going to be okay.
Right. And I put it right up my butt.
Yeah.
Ashley had a superstition that she needed to find like a crystal that had fallen from a dress. And so she did.
At the Olympics,
Yeah.
my Olympic team leaders, because it was like a known thing, they just followed me around behind me and were like sprinkling little crystals for me to find. Yes. Yeah. And like sometimes Raph would come up to me and be like, buddy, I found a good one for you.
Aw. Yeah. And then you talked about this in your lore, but you said in the press conference, they asked if you knew that Gracie had made mistakes, and you said that you heard the crowd make a sound.
Yeah.
And I looked up our overnights from this Worlds, and I just found some funny notes about you. The day between your events, you had a day between on practice, you spent 20 minutes of your session, which I think was like 45 minutes long, skating around with water bottles in your hands.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you said it was an exercise Ralph had you do with hockey pucks at home. Yeah. And then we asked you about how you felt about your draw. And you said, I never volunteer to skate last. But here it is perfect for her, perfect for me. It's up to me to close the event. It's like you were ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. So, that was this. I think this was probably the biggest moment for Moulin Rouge at that point ever.
Yeah.
And
including when the movie came out.
Yeah.
I would include it.
Yeah.
I am including it.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw many, many, many Moulin Rouges after this. We're still seeing them. We'll probably see some more this year, but I don't think any of them will ever top the like definitive performances that Ashley delivered.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. And then we saw it again in 2 more years from Ashley.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Keep on rolling. So that takes me to the 2018 Olympics, the 2017-18 season. This was a big season for Moulin Rouge. As I mentioned, Semeka Kaniram, I think, were they Kaniram yet at the Olympics? I can't remember. Yeah. They,
I don't remember if she was still using both names, but she was at the very least, like
married.
they were married. I don't remember when she like dropped the Semeka.
Yep. So they did their Come What May short program in both the team event and the individual event. They had a really strong performance in the individual or the team event short program. She like threw her arms up when they landed there. She landed the throw, and then they had like a weird stumble out of nowhere, and it was like, whoops, but it was fine. It was fine. They skated really well there. Vincent Joe also had a Moulin Rouge free skate.
Yeah.
These
are all the same
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
this season felt like it was 1,000 years long.
Yeah.
Well, Moulin Rouge was playing the whole time.
Over and over. It was like Bolero.
Yeah. So Vincent's program, he started the season with a Romeo and Juliet, Baz Luhrmann movie version program and ditched it almost immediately. He didn't feel like, he thought it was too heavy. The character was too intense for him to portray. And so he was thinking, what else could I do where there's like kind of a love story and like a hero and a character, but like it's like softer. And he found Moulin Rouge, which he thought suited him better. And so he went to Jeff Buttle, and in like a weekend, they put this program together. And he used Nature Boy, which is a piece from the musical that we hadn't seen a ton at this point, but he started with that. It went into Your Song, and then it went into Come What May. So it's very romantic, hopeful, uplifting pieces from Moulin Rouge. It had a big crescendo at the end. And he wasn't a skater that had a ton of expression. He was very quad focused, and this kind of showcased his skating in a different way and helped him like take a step up. And Vincent was someone who always had ups and downs in his career. The season was no exception. He didn't even medal in the Grand Prix, but he came to the Olympics and he laid down like the best free skate of his life at these Olympics. He finished 6th overall, 6th in the free skate after 12th in the short program, and moved up to 6th overall. He attempted 5 quads. The only mistake in the program was stepping out of his quad flip. He landed 2 clean quad lutzes, plus a quad sow and a quad toe. Crazy.
I mean, yeah, that field in Pyeongchang for the men's event, like for him to finish 6th is great. Like there were so many great skaters in that field.
I mean, he stepped up and showed up.
Yeah.
He was great.
And at the end of the program, as Come What May is reaching up to the end, that really big bombastic ending with just so much hope and joy in it, he landed a Ripon triple Lutz, half loop, triple flip right on the music, and then just kind of went sailing into his final like steps and spin. It had a big impact. And it had a big impact on Tara Lipinski, who was calling this. She was so like excited by the quads he was doing and the way he was performing. She talked about how he really hadn't quite yet closed the gap between him and Nathan Chen, but he had made so much progress. And she predicted in the 2022 Olympic season that the gap would be closed and that he would be the top American man heading into Beijing. And I mean, it almost came true. He did beat Nathan in that Olympic season. And he was, again, a little bit up and down. He had a rough nationals right before Beijing, but
yeah, he got a world medal though, right after Beijing.
But in Beijing, he wasn't actually able to skate the individual event because he tested positive for COVID. But then he came back and he got a world medal.
I forgot about that.
He did love the ringer. My God.
Yeah, he did love Ripon arms too.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot
did.
about that. He loved those.
Yeah. And he
I
was
do not
so
remember that.
straight in the air, and his
And
like
he did-
shoulders, he pulled them together. He was like, it was like
He did
so
them
straight.
very beautifully.
Yeah.
He
It
did
was
them
very
very
aesthetic.
nice.
It was not a like holding on and twisting. He like had them and he had his hands crossed. And he was
Yes. And I never
Yeah.
felt like he was doing like it always felt like a flourish, not like a necessity.
Yes. The way he did it in this Moulin Rouge program was very much like the way you used to use it, Adam, when you would sort of do it like it was in your what was that program you did at 2009 Grand Prix France? Was it the Seagull?
Oh yeah, Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Yes, where you did it. It was like your third jumping pass, and you did the Ripon arms, and it was like breathtaking. It was like, oh my gosh, because he did it like as a flourish on that
Yes.
last triple Lutz, and it was great. It was beautiful. So that was
I think
Vincent's.
that's so interesting, though, that he dropped Romeo and Juliet because like the character didn't feel right to him. Because I just remember that season, it was very much like, no, I can be a performer, and it was kind of like one of those things that you speak into existence enough that you'll eventually catch up. That's like what it felt like to me, because I didn't feel like he was a performer, but I also saw that he was committing to becoming one.
Yes.
And that's what this felt like. It was like a vehicle for him to figure out how to not just be a jumper anymore. It was a great program for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, Vincent, like from interviewing him, like he was always really an emotional person.
Yeah.
Like he always had like a really introspective, emotional way about him and explaining what he was doing with his skating, but he had trouble for a while. And I think this program helped him. He had trouble for a while, like exporting that for an audience, like for people to see what was going on within.
Yeah. He was very stoic, and I think part of it was being very focused. And it took him a while to kind of
what
let
he
go
was
and perform.
doing was very hard.
Yeah.
That too.
But like
In all fairness.
But he never was. I totally agree that he was striking me as somebody that maybe wasn't at that time before this Olympic performance, wasn't like all like he wouldn't be somebody that you'd be like, oh, I can't wait to see like the performance. But I think this transitioned him into somebody who you were like, no, he could really kind of tear the roof off of this place. When he like, I mean, for my favorite Vincent program was his Vincent program.
I like that one
It's
too.
oh my god, it's like it's an incredible program.
Yeah. So that takes me to the other Moulin Rouge program actually, no, I have one more. I'll just quick mention of this. Kaylani Crane, remember her from Australia?
Yes.
She had
Yeah,
a Moulin
of
Rouge free
course.
skate this season, and she skated to Moulin Rouge like 3 different seasons in her career. I think 2 of the seasons were early in her career and they were a different version. And then she had a Moulin Rouge free skate in this season where she qualified for her first Olympics. And her Moulin Rouge program was fun. It was very like leaning into the showgirl side of the music. And
she has that personality.
Yeah.
She had like a pretty costume, I feel like, right? Like a lot of jewels on it. If I remember.
Yes,
right.
I remember.
It was
that.
very
she was skating
glamorous.
to like Diamonds Are. It was very much.
Yeah, it was
the,
very
like, Satine
Diamonds
is the
focused.
performer.
Yeah.
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 Well,
So the other big Moulin Rouge, of these Olympics was Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer this season had a Moulin Rouge free dance. And they used El Tango de Roxanne and Come What May.
I need a
and then,
cigarette.
Yeah, a couple other little pieces in there. But they really started with this like raunchy, like physical opening where they had this very like evocative choreography by Sam Chouinard. And
It's so good.
So
Yeah.
amazing.
so
Yeah.
good. And then built up into this version of Come What May at the end, and then it had a very like uplifting ending. And this program evolved a lot through the season. Like the pieces they chose at the beginning of the season were not the ones that they ended up having at the Olympics. They were like a lot of ongoing changes, and they reworked the program before they got to the Olympics because they just didn't feel like it had the oomph at the end. The version that they end up
When they
skating,
lost the Grand Prix final, so I think they were
Yes.
like, "We got to rework
We need
this.
oomph.
yeah, we
Right.
need oomph. The version that they skate in Pyeongchang reminded me a lot of the Shen and Zhao Come What May gala program. The way that they ended and the big like spinning lift they do at the end, it was very like the Shen and Zhao do. It reminded me of this like version that Tessa and Scott came to at the end, where it's like joyful, and they do something similar where Tessa is like laying across Scott's shoulders and he has his arms up, and kind of like a rotational lift end. So this program that Tessa and Scott did was choreographed by Marie-France Dubré, Sam Chouinard, and David Wilson. So a lot of people worked on it, different pieces.
I didn't
of it.
realize
You
David
had-
Wilson was involved in that.
I think he was involved at like the beginning, and then as it was, and Sam Chouinard did the like dance parts. And then as the season went on, Marie-France worked more on
Okay.
it,
Massaged it.
massaged,
Mhm.
yeah, made changes. This team,
Shiatsu.
and Tessa and Scott did both portions of the team event in this Olympics. So they skated this program twice. They did this free dance in the team event, and they were getting so much attention, especially in Canada, for this. Everyone was so excited about them and the skating. And it was like, this was like becoming one of the big stories of the Olympics, was this Canadian
Yes.
team doing these programs, this
Mhm.
Moulin Rouge program. And then by the time they went away for a couple of days from the Olympic Village, and then they came back for the individual event, and they had made a few more changes to the program when they competed it in the individual event, and they won the short dance. Was it the rhythm dance? It was the rhythm dance.
I think it was
Short dance.
No, it was short dance.
They won the
still.
short
Okay.
dance. They were
No.
second in the free dance,
Yeah.
but I know.
I don't remember. I think
They
it was
keep
short dance.
changing the name of it.
I'm almost
I know.
positive it was short dance because
Yeah.
I spent the early part of being a researcher writing the letters SD.
Yeah.
Card, SD card.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But their performance in the free dance, like in the individual event, this like hit. I feel like everyone was primed for them to have a huge performance of this, but this like hit like a bomb.
Yeah.
They skated it so well, and they do, thanks to their lead in the short dance, even though they didn't win the free dance, they were able to win the Olympics overall. And this was just like, I mean, I wouldn't say star making because they were already like quite famous, but this was like explosions. I mean, there's somebody right now making a TikTok edit of this program.
I mean,
Yep.
it's pop culture.
1,000%.
It's sort
Yeah.
of like how Bolero is always playing in the world somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's always making a TikTok edit of this
Literally.
program.
Tessa and Scott.
I would
Yeah.
like romantic-y edit about these two.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they really like, Tessa and Scott are very expressive performers and very
Mhm.
they're very, especially Tessa, their movement is really extraordinary, but they always leaned into this softer kind of romantic style. And this was a departure for them to do something so theatrical and so big and bombastic. And a lot of people questioned this choice early in the season or throughout most of the season because it felt like Moulin Rouge had been done by so many people. It had been done so definitively by their teammates, Weaver and Poget. I mean, Ashley had this huge moment with it just a couple seasons before. And it was kind of like, you're like the very expensive, like
Right.
legendary ice dancers. This is like the people's music, you know?
It felt almost
Mhm.
pedestrian
It
that
did,
they would
though.
choose something
Yeah.
like this.
But
I
watching
was a
it,
pedestrian, but these guys are like gods.
yeah. When they competed it in Korea, you really understood why they had done this because the crowd was so behind them. And Olympic crowds are different than ISU event crowds. It's like there's a broader spectrum of people there. It's different people. And it was so well received. And the lifts that they did as the program built and built, the lifts they were doing, people were just screaming for this. It was just they were grabbing it the way that Ashley was grabbing it. So they were harnessing it in that way. And it was really effective for them. And I think that their chemistry and then their really like theatrical delivery of this, it just got into people's like psyches around the world. I mean, this was like their fans petitioned so hard that Ellen had them on her show. Like that. I mean, I know that was a low bar, but like this was like they're Canadian. You know, she's the American elite. This is like a big
not
deal.
in 2018. It was like 2018. Ellen.
That was the
like,
show.
That was it.
Yeah, and you know it was funny. Like she asked them very clearly, like, "So are you in a romantic relationship?" And they gave this long, very Tessa and Scott answer. Well, you know, we really respect each other and we have this great like chemistry and we work together and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so you are. And they were like, well, you know, it's just.
Right. And that's actually what got Ellen canceled.
Yeah. Because then after that, she didn't invite Dakota Johnson to her birthday party.
Well, you're
or
lying,
vice versa.
Ellen.
No.
Yeah, you're lying.
Dakota did invite Ellen and Ellen was like, why didn't you invite me?
You didn't invite me. And she was like, why are you lying?
How
many times a day do you think she thinks
Dakota
about
Johnson
that?
had the balls to do that?
Agreed.
That's not true, Ellen.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
I did
Ellen.
invite you. I didn't know that you wanted to be invited. I didn't even know that you liked me. Sorry, I've watched this many times. I can do the whole monologue.
I love it. I'm obsessed with Dakota Johnson.
But like her telling Ellen, I didn't even know that you liked me when she's been on that show multiple times and Ellen acts so friendly. It like told everyone Ellen's awful.
Yeah,
yes,
that's true. Yeah.
It also told you that Dakota Johnson can't be trusted.
Oh,
that's
no,
true.
I
can't play it
trust
cool.
a woman like that because she's like, you're not going to fuck with me.
Yeah, but she can't play it cool either.
No.
You know, like she can't control her emotions.
Oh,
Exactly.
no. I think that was so cool and so controlled.
I think it was cool, but I don't think she was in control.
I do.
Well, because you
I
don't
will
know
not
how,
let
like,
you slander her like
I mean,
that.
but you'll never
She
know, like,
took control.
well, you have no idea how like Ellen was gonna react. You know, that's what's so like
She's baiting her.
uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do it. Slap me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tessa and Scott went on
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was such a big impact from Tessa and Scott's program. And there were so many people at these Olympics skating to Moulin Rouge that the Wall Street Journal published an article titled How Figure Skating Fell Hard for Moulin Rouge. Olympic skaters can pick any music for their programs. Why did so many pick music from the same movie soundtrack? And they had this mock-up image.
Ashley Wagner did it.
Yeah, I
End
know
of
that should have been the
article.
answer.
No,
I mean, I
that's
think-
such good music.
I think 2018, the result of so many Moulin Rouges was because of Ashley's
I do too.
2016 Worlds. Like it was like,
Yes.
I want to have a moment like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's what it was.
1000%. Yes.
Yeah.
So the Wall Street Journal included an image of the Gangneung Ice Arena where the Olympic figure skating was happening, and they put the Moulin Rouge little building with the pinwheel on it and the letters Moulin Rouge on the roof of the building.
Yes, I forgot I saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle texted us that yesterday, and I completely forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
image
Yes.
until
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was interesting because I feel like people in the world in normal life don't think about Moulin Rouge very often. And they're like,
No.
yeah, I saw that 20 years ago. And now
This is
you're
the
watching the Olympics. It's like
Sports
every
Roman
event.
Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much like a micro like culture thing
Yeah.
in figure
Mhm.
skating.
Yeah.
I do feel though that this is the difference. One of the differences between dance and singles or pair skating for me, because dance is so consistent. It's kind of like we all just went to see Rosalia, and it's like I'm so excited to see that song because you're gonna hear that song. You're
Yeah.
gonna see that thing that you know you love.
Yeah.
And so with this program for them, it's like even though it changed throughout the season, people were falling in love and you know, looking forward to seeing this program. So by the time they got to the Olympics, it was like, oh my God, here it is. It's the blockbuster of the Olympics.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
let's go.
Yeah. They had some
Yeah.
interesting little crossovers too. Like Tessa got very into like the story and she was posting pictures of Satine. And Nicole Kidman was actually in the building in Vancouver when Tessa and Scott won their first Olympic title. She came to that
Really?
premiere
Oh.
to watch. Yes. And so it kind of felt
Cool.
like, I don't know, a good omen that they were using her voice
Yeah, I
in their
guess
program.
so.
Yeah.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
That's so true.
I sometimes wonder if Nicole, and I'm sure Nicole knows, but if Ewan McGregor is aware just how often his voice plays over skating programs. I mean, at all
If
levels.
Nicole knows that,
I'm sure Nicole knows. I mean,
she's gotta.
She knows everything.
she knows everything. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure someone's told her, but
I got to meet her and I
like-
told her I was skating to her music, and she's like, "Aha!"
oh, really?
At one of those like gold meets golden things.
Cool.
Mhm.
She's so fucking tall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope
And
Ewan knows though.
she's very nice, but also
Very.
like you forget that she has an Australian accent.
It's jarring.
She doesn't. I mean, you hear it all the time.
Yeah, she lets it fly.
She's at the point now where she doesn't even have to do accents. She can just be Australian. And it's
She's
like, oh,
like,
the
I am
character's
your
Australian.
biological
Well-
Australian aunt.
Remember
Yeah.
that show she did, The Perfect Couple, where they're
Yeah.
I think it's on Nantucket, right, Ashley?
Yes.
And she's doing an accent that is just unrecognizable to
Doesn't
any
matter.
specific region. It's just sort of a voice she's putting on.
Yeah.
She's cosplaying as Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say, I feel like the Moulin Rouge Warhorse era really peaked in 2018. And we've had a
Yeah.
lot of Moulin Rouge since then, but never like the proliferation of programs at the top.
Yeah.
And we also had like the COVID pandemic in the middle of Beijing, and that took everyone out of the mood for
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge.
Mhm.
No, because
but-
everyone had consumption.
Consumption.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
It's hitting too
Yeah.
close to home.
Can't do a
Yeah.
show
Oh,
about
it
the
was-
plague while there's a plague.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. In the 2019-20 and 2020-21 seasons, because they kept the rhythm the same for the rhythm dance, there was like a quick step and blues rhythm, and with the fin step in it as part of the quick step. And Alexandra Stepanova and Yvonne Buchan elected to do a Moulin Rouge
Yes.
rhythm dance,
I was like, where is this going? I forgot they did that.
which I thought was kind of creative. It's fun when people would take like a movie and adapt the theme of the movie to the rhythms, and make it like a little mini free dance. This was an Ilya Averbuch program. Ilya Averbuch and Elena Maslenikova, who I think is a Lithuanian coach that worked with Drobiazko and Vanagas. They choreographed the program, and it's like so fun to watch them doing the fin step to Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Like it was something new to this
Yeah.
music.
She has like, I don't know what it's called, but the way she did her hair with
Yeah,
like,
the slick swoop.
swoop in
It's
front of the
amazing.
updo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're a team that is so glamorous and expensive looking. They're both so beautiful, and like they're just all groomed up in these Moulin Rouge costumes. They looked expensive, and they like really sparkled in this choreography. As someone who's not crazy about Moulin Rouge, I kind of, when I rewatching this, like I wanted it to go on longer. So they used sparkling diamonds, and then the show must go on, and the show must go on was their blues piece.
Mhm.
I thought it would have been fun to like keep this for the Olympic season and make it their free dance, but they went another direction.
Well, and then they didn't go to the Olympics. So.
They did in this year. They were
Oh,
there.
okay. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of 18. They were left
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't use them in the team event, which I thought was not very nice. Like, let them do the team event.
Let them
Yeah.
skate.
Yeah.
Let
Allow them to talk.
Allow them
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah. I know they couldn't do media either. And I was like, because they came late, they didn't come until right before their event. We found out later because Stepanova was like testing positive for COVID because she had it recently. That they finally got in, they competed. And I was like, they wouldn't talk, but I was like, I'm so glad you're here. And Yvonne was like, thank you. But, yeah.
Those are always the ones who are in the best position. Like, it's a wild
Yeah.
time. You're like, if I can time it, and maybe if I get COVID right before, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I won't have to worry
Yes.
about having COVID at the event.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
That would have retired me so fast.
they ended this rhythm dance. They ended kissing. So Stepanova, like he
yeah.
swooped her down and he ended kissing her. They were never dated, as far as I know. And this was kind of spicy choreography. And I also feel like it's kind of rank to like full mouth kiss someone that you're not in a relationship with after you've been skating a whole program together. Just kind of like, ugh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my mouth
They-
is dry.
They
Committed to the
it.
bit.
Yeah, and you
Mhm.
have red lipstick on him at the end. So, yeah, Anthony and Christina had a choreographed kiss.
But it was
Yes.
mid-program
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
mouths go dry.
Yeah, and she was like attacking him. It was like an attack kiss.
To me,
Yeah.
you're right, but it's like
it was more on the side of his mouth.
I thought it was
a lot
lip,
of the
wasn't
time.
it? Oh
I
yeah.
thought it was like a little bit like on the side of lip.
He'd have
Okay.
lipstick all over his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he'd have
I loved
lipstick
that,
kind of
though.
that smeared over to
That
his
kiss
cheek.
never bugged me,
Yeah,
but I agree. End of program, dry mouth kiss.
yeah,
They're breathing really hard.
yeah. At the end,
Tongue
like
is
the
great.
Hot
ending
breath.
position. Yeah.
Ugh. No.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the last one I want to talk about. I will mention at this point that Moulin Rouge, the musical, came out in 2018. I have never seen it. I will hopefully
It's
never
great.
see it. It has more music in it. It has different pieces. It has Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. And this is used quite often in skating. It's like people are like, oh, a new Moulin Rouge, let's go. So we've seen some Moulin Rouge, the musical programs.
We have.
Yeah.
The musical is cool. It's the set
I hate
is
the
cool.
music.
I don't
the-
like the music. I
Use
don't. I mean,
firework.
I think it's a little.
Cheesy.
What's the word? Gauche. These,
Yeah.
These musicals that use pop music on Broadway.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Broadway.
It's lazy. You're phoning it in.
Class it up.
This is
Yeah.
Broadway.
Yeah.
Like
One of your favorite free dances of the season was to Moulin Rouge the musical.
mine.
Well, all of yours, I think. I think it was on one of everybody's.
Oh,
It was
yes.
Yuka Orihara and Juho Pirinen of Finland had
Oh,
a Moulin
that's-
Rouge the musical program that had the
Okay.
Trying
craziest
to do it when it's campy.
yeah.
camp. Yeah,
When you
character
all
step
are
sequence
in on the joke together.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were in on that with them.
where they were
Yeah.
rolling around on their stomachs on the
No,
ice
it was
on top of each
incredible.
other. I saw Massimo Scali, I think at Nationals. I asked him about it and I was like, how did you come up with that? And he's like, well, we were just, like she laid on
We
the
were
ice.
just
and then I was
rolling
like, "What do
around
you do
on our
this?"
stomachs.
Yeah,
Everyone was just
basically.
laying
Yeah.
around on the
Yeah.
ice, and we thought,
Yeah.
what if we did this mid-program?
Yeah.
I have a
Um,
picture of Ashley outside the Moulin Rouge theater
Mhm.
Oh,
'cause
cool.
we went to see the show together.
Uh, yeah. A couple other just notable Moulin Rouges. Morgan Matthews and Max Zavazin, who I talked about in the dance lore, they missed qualifying for the Olympic team with an El Tango de Roxanne free dance, 2006. Karen Chen started the 2017-18 Olympic season with an El Tango de Roxanne short program.
Oh,
one
that's
of her
right.
many programs.
Well,
that
she
year.
only had
didn't
two
note
short
that.
programs.
If
She
you
had
did
3
it.
free skates, but she
Yep.
went to
one of
she
her
started with
many
one.
programs.
Yeah,
that
but
year.
by the time she got to her third free skate, she went back to the previous year's free skate, which was a tango, and she's like, I can't have 2 tango programs.
Yeah.
So then she went back to her previous year's
Yes.
short program.
Yes,
You're telling me that I have officials saying we can't trust you,
she had 5 programs.
and
that
she had
year.
5 programs this season.
She skated a
Mhm.
different program at every Grand Prix event she went to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to be nice and say, if you didn't mention this program, I would because I liked it. And now, on principle, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
It
good
was-
though.
it was
Karen
good.
good at a tango.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's great at a tango.
Yeah. Our favorite barista, Liam Kapakis, had a
Uh-huh.
Moulin Rouge free skate for 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And he used a
Mm.
lot of the Ewan McGregor vocals in it and the Come What May part. And it really, he has such a warmth when he
He
performs.
does.
It was
Yeah.
really nice, a nice program on him.
He does.
And this season at the Olympics, Katya Kurakova of Poland skated to Moulin Rouge with cuts very
This
similar to
was-
Ashley's. And she
Yeah.
was just,
An homage.
selling it. Yeah.
This was nice for her.
Mhm.
I
liked
liked
it.
it for her a lot. Yes.
Yeah. And one more skater I want to mention, he did not actually skate to Moulin Rouge as far as I'm aware, but Dmitry Aliev had his own Moulin Rouge tribute recently by getting tuberculosis. So
Good night. That's the end of the episode.
And I didn't realize that tuberculosis still exists. I
Me
thought, this was
either.
ended by antibiotics, but my mom told me that it's a really long, difficult treatment process, and you need to be very supervised by a doctor and a really regimented process to
I'm
actually cure
sure.
yourself of it. And so, in in less developed countries, it's still around because they
Mm.
don't have the supervision and the medical access for
Mm.
that in all of their population. So he got it. His girlfriend broke up with him because of it, according to him. It was one of the
Because the
Averina-
recovery was too long? What?
she didn't want to get it, I guess, and probably the
Well,
recovery.
I mean,
My
Yeah.
mom said that was smart of her. and his girlfriend was one of the Averina twins, the rhythmic gymnasts.
Oh, that
What?
was smart of her.
I'm not sure which one it was.
That was for her.
She
sports.
can't afford to get
No.
tuberculosis.
Well, one
No.
of the other one is married to Dmitry Soloviev, and she actually recently announced she was pregnant. And then the other
He
one,
has to be way older than her.
he is.
Okay.
Tatiana Flade told me that
What?
Dmitry Soloviev was like the babe on the like Russian like Skating with the Stars show that all the girls wanted to date. They all were really into him. So this was like a win
Okay.
for the Averina
right.
girl to
It was a
bag
win.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Wow.
other Averina
Tuberculosis, the one where like everyone went to Sun Valley to dry out their lungs.
probably. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go up to the mountains.
Wow,
Yes.
Michelle, you kind of took my breath away with the last 2 minutes of
I'm
this.
just like
Yeah.
Well, that's what
tuberculosis.
tuberculosis is like.
Yeah, but Dmitry
As
Aliyev is doing
she's
better.
Famous
Recovered.
to do. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
but just be aware, it's out there. It's circulating around.
Dina
Nicole Kidman's not going to
Averina.
get it, but yeah.
Dina Averina is married to Dmitry Soloviev.
Mhm.
Okay. So Arena
Arena.
Mhm.
Yeah.
broke up with Dimitri
Yep.
over his TB.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Jesus. Rough.
Consumption.
That is a sentence I didn't think I'd be saying today. And thank you,
And on
Michelle.
that note,
Yeah.
On that note, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Ashley, for
Yes. Thank you, Ashley.
your work on this research, but more your impact on figure
On the
skating.
lore. Yes.
of course, anything
Mhm.
for a dollar.
For a podcast.
And thank you to Shaylin Bourne. Who,
Thank you, Shaylin.
You know, had a hand in probably all of the biggest Moulin Rouge moments in figure skating.
Yes.
So
Well, on that note, everybody, thank you so much for listening in to another episode of the Lore Horses of the Summer. Michelle, thank you so much for your research. Sarah doesn't love us anymore, so she left. But on her behalf, I'm going to say bye for everyone. Oh, shit. I never know how to end this recording. You
We're
guys
trying
talk.
to figure out how to
I'm
end
gonna
it. Michelle, thank you. Ashley, we love you. Incredible work today
Yeah.
as Ashley, skates her way out. We love-
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.